Mm. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to My Taste in Music Sucks, the podcast where myself, Keith Miller, Mr. Christopher Icon sit down every week and go over some music, talk about some memories, and
Pretend our
basically,
taste in music doesn't suck.
there you go. Oh man! And this week, we've got another album that was recommended to us by Ryan Cook. This one is. Uh, what is it? Lullabies, Love Songs and Laments by
Yeah.
Valentine Wolf. And it's pretty interesting goth rock with some elements of metal. It's a man and a woman. There's a lot of violin, which is cool.
It's not
Um,
violin. If I understand correctly, he's using it on the upright bass.
really,
Yeah.
I thought she played violin.
Maybe you're right, but there's some sounds that they're making that I had to look up, and it's
Okay.
something they're doing with the bass.
Okay, some of that stuff though, um, it can be bass. Like it's too
Yeah.
high. And I'm pretty sure that there's pictures of them with her holding a violin. I
I,
mean, he definitely plays upright bass. Like that's, but
I'm pretty sure you're definitely right about the violin. I was just kind of
yeah.
mixing it up with how he does a lot of interesting things with an upright bass.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, so am I frozen on your end? Because
No.
okay, cool. My screen is frozen right now, but as long as it looks like it's still recording, we'll just go with it.
So we're gonna jump right into this first
Yeah,
song.
let's just go into the first song, man.
All right, it's called Somnus Eternia. I went ahead and Googled that because I'm a giant nerd. It
Okay.
means eternal sleep,
Interesting.
which kind of fits with the whole vibe of the album. And this does have a very strange, like violin kind of
Right.
fiddle thing. I should have wrote down exactly when it is. I think it's toward the middle of the song, maybe.
Yeah.
Right out the gates, you could tell her voice is. Oh, now you went away, and now you're back.
Okay.
Her voice is center
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of those big operatic type goth bands.
Yeah, yeah. I said kind of the same thing. Like I feel like this song lets you know right away what you're getting. There's you get her big operatic voice, you get crunchy guitars, and you get a violin solo or whatever. If you want to call that a violin solo. Like so you immediately get what this band is about from the beginning. Like
Yep.
this is what you're in for. So
Yeah, they're a very uh, goth, like they're the what you think of as a goth band. I don't mean like mall goth or
mhm.
some of the other iterations of goth with we could get into later. I mean full on Mary Shelley, Frankenstein, Edgar Allan Poe, H.P. Lovecraft, goth.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, if you I don't know if you happen to look up like promo pictures of the band or anything like that, but they dress like the cast of What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah,
So,
they do it all, kind of like
yeah.
Rusty Ship did, where they put their art and their creativity into every aspect of how they present themselves and the
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, definitely.
And you could
Um
tell, like you were saying, what you hear, track one, minute one, is what you're getting. They let
yeah.
you know it's very atmospheric. It's very big. You know what I mean? It's very not hollow sounding, but it really kind of sounds like you're sitting in one of those gothic type mansions. Not
Yeah.
the, I don't think of the big pretty ones. I think of like shadows and cobwebs growing over here and big dusty spiral staircases, that kind of.
Right, right. It's interesting because like to me, I kept picturing like cathedrals
Mm,
and like Catholic guilt, you know, and that kind of thing. I don't know. Like I gotta I mean they don't really talk about religion, but with vampires and things like that, there's always an
an aspect
undercurrent
of
of
it.
it. Yeah, yeah. So to me, I mean, especially like later on, there's some songs where she kind of builds her vocals and harmonizes with herself and has some choir effects going on and stuff. It
Yeah,
just reminded me of like, you know, um, there's one. Well, we'll talk about it when we get to the song.
yeah,
But yeah, there's stuff in here that definitely reminded me of like a big Gothic church with like a cross, you know, big,
yep,
yeah, big stone cross. Like,
yeah. I know the visuals or whatever they're presenting. It's on full display. They're not hiding it.
yeah,
It's very soundtrack, really, to anything you can think of that before we started, we both mentioned Anne Rice and her
yeah,
Vampire Chronicles, and you can just hear all those elements. It's real hard to explain. I'm not very well versed in this actual goth sound,
right, right, right.
but I kind of get it how the sound is definitely. I mean, we were thinking of basically the same things, the same kind of setting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very Bram Stoker. It's very, you know, Anne Rice. It's not, it's not sexy New Orleans vampires like True Blood. It's
Sad.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, you know, I suppose the vampires in those movies are also supposed to be sexy. Not Bram Stoker. That
Now,
Dracula is something else.
I don't
But
know when he did the I don't remember the actor's name, but when he did the younger version of him with the long black hair and the style glasses and the hat,
yeah, yeah, the Gary Oldman thing with the hat and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
But I
would
think
think
about like how he like turned into a werewolf or whatever, like a and came to Lucy. I think that was the redheaded chick's name, and that was brutal, man. So
I is it too early to get into stories as
nah,
it
let's do it.
relates?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, man, I'm not sure exactly how old I would have been when this movie came out, when Bram Stoker's Dracula came out, but at
Yeah,
least to rent, I remember I was God, must have been one of my earliest girlfriends ever, and I wish her name didn't escape me right now because that sounds kind of rude.
yeah.
But at the time, it was just, I just lived with my mom or whatever, and I get along great with my mom. So the three of us, including this girl, I'm probably in high school, maybe. Maybe I'm a freshman, maybe. And I just remember there's several scenes where some girls show their breasts in
Oh, sure.
Dracula.
Yeah,
I
it's all
remember my
over.
mom, like, reaching over and covered my eyes. And,
So hilarious. Well,
and
I
I
mean,
just,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I remember her covering my eyes, and I remember later sneaking back into the bedroom to make out pretty heavy for a while, and
That's
just the
hilarious.
juxtaposition of my mom being like, "Oh, you don't need to see this,"
Right.
and then 2 hours later,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you remember. I'm almost positive the character's name is Lucy. It's so funny, but that I remember her. But do you remember her like storyline? She was the redheaded girl, and they thought that she was sick.
yes,
But Dracula was coming to her every night and
draining.
basically, yeah, but he was also having sex with her.
I
And
mean, she
then
was probably hot.
she was really hot. But there was one scene where he's a like a wolf and they're having sex outside on a rock and you see it. And
Hmm.
it's just crazy. Like I remember that and I was just like, wow, this is insanity, dude. It
It's
may have been like
probably,
on a gravestone or something like that, but yeah.
I was gonna say, it was probably something that was set up in the book for a very, um, what's it called if you're doing like anti Catholic, like Black Mass and all that. It was set up in the
Oh,
book to
sure.
be what would have been, especially at the time, shockingly
Yeah.
sacrilegious.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus,
And I mean,
you add the wolf.
Right.
like kind of bestiality thing, and that adds a
Yeah.
whole.
And the thing is, like, he didn't show up as sexy Gary Oldman because he was weak when he was visiting her. So
Right.
he came to her as like an old creepy man, and like, and then he got stronger as he fed off her and could transform and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was that I just remember that scene, dude. And I remember like Keanu Reeves on the spider web. Wasn't he on a spider web?
I'm not sure. It's been so
So
long
it's
since
so
I've
long
seen
ago,
them.
but I remember there were multiple women vampires draining him the whole time that he was visiting Dracula.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
Well,
people making fun of his acting in that movie, but
I mean, yeah.
because
It
it was like,
all that kind of imagery comes up a lot while listening to this album. This is
yeah,
very
absolutely,
soundtrack heavy to me, very
yeah,
atmospheric, even with the way she would choose to deliver uh, her vocal range or whatever. I would get lost in not necessarily what she was saying, but
right,
the tension build of it, of how her voice would be going up like that. And I think that's probably an opera specific, not specific,
yeah,
but
yeah. No, I mean there isn't very many ways to describe her vocals other than operatic.
yes.
I mean I imagine she has to have some kind of background in opera or she just I don't know can just sing like this, but it
The
seems like
way
she'd have opera training.
I think it's probably something like that because it doesn't change. She doesn't
Yeah,
sing anything like you would think of as a traditional, let's say, American style singing like Evanescence will.
right, right. Yeah,
This
there's
lady is
definitely
pure, pure.
yeah, yeah. There's definitely no like I kept waiting for that kind of a break, like more of a rock,
Mhm.
but there really isn't. Like this whole thing is just heavy atmosphere, very uh I'm trying to think of a way to describe the vocals. Like they sit in this spot, and
Mm.
it's just like they're not driving, they're just kind of ethereal, I guess. Like I don't know.
I wonder if that's not part of the whole genre. Like
Yeah, yeah,
a lot of, I'll get into that a little bit later too. A lot of subtle stuff that's probably very, very key in the genre. But
right.
to someone like me who's not super deep into it, it just sounds like, oh, it's just the guitar chugging along.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
I feel like the genre, especially when it gets this niche or this maybe exact being gothic, it's probably
Right,
like, yes, sure, that's a chugging guitar, but do you hear the way the subtle little feel in the sound?
right, sure. Yeah, I mean the closest that I get to listening to something like this, even semi-regularly, would be Nightwish.
Okay.
But Nightwish is a lot heavier than these guys
Yeah.
are, you know. And they have a lot more dynamics. Like I feel like this band for the most part is trying to create, at least on this album,
Mm.
like a mood, like one mood that you stay in while you're there, and
Yeah.
it's very like don't look behind you. you
Right.
know? So
So I've those are actually a lot of the keynotes you had hit on that I wrote down for the second song, called
okay.
Echoes Fall.
Yeah.
It's
Right,
just
yeah, it's a creepy song, yeah.
it's just big, it's
Mhm.
creepy, it's I feel like this should have been our Halloween
Right? Yeah, we should have
because
done. What did we do on Halloween? I don't even remember, but
I don't think we actually did,
probably
or is that when we
nothing.
talked about the other Ryan suggestion,
Oh, maybe the Black
American Grim?
American Grim, yeah, Ultra Black. Maybe.
It
I
kind of
don't.
ties in a little bit because they were very visual for
Yeah,
me, and that's
yeah,
how I found myself enjoying what Valentine Wolf were doing was more
yeah.
just, all right, let's just listen, let's just feel and imagine.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about her vocals being so bright and clean. If you really want to listen, like there are stories that she's telling, and you can hear
Hmm.
them all. You know, it's not she enunciates
Yep.
very well, like you can really hear the words. So, and that's not always the case, especially with heavier music. But
And she doesn't go for that shatter that opera
yeah,
always seems
no,
to go for. You know what I mean? They got to have that moment where that voice is just like, wow.
piercingly high, yeah, or whatever. But but yeah, I mean, I thought the second song was creepy. It got a little heavier,
Hmm.
um, which was like, okay, getting a little heavier now, and there's some cool drums in it, like a drum sound.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, that's yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, they still sound cohesive
Yeah,
together. You know,
yeah,
nobody's, even with her voice being so powerful, she doesn't do that opera thing where it's all voice, right? It's
right,
definitely, however they're tuning the guitars or the volumes or whatever, they all play together. They're all creating that atmosphere.
right, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this band definitely has something that they're going for.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
There's no like I'm sure that if you sat down with them and you were like, "So tell us about your band," they would have a mission statement, you know?
Yeah. So really that's kind of all I had for the second song. I'm still just kind of taking it in at that point. I'm like
Right.
not knowing so much about the genre. I was like, "Oh, what do I do with this? How do I explain?" Because to the untrained ear, the guitar would start to sound a little repetitive to me. But I
Sure,
think that's where I
sure.
was saying that because of the atmosphere that they're setting with the tone, it's the
Hmm.
little subtle things that the fans of this whole goth, I don't know, genre would know that I just don't.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't notice this or pay enough attention to it to make a note of it until later, but I might as well just say it now. Like every song on the album, they kind of lay a bed,
Mhm.
whether it's the guitar chun, 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 the whole time,
Mhm.
or there's one later that's really neat that I'll talk about. But there's something buzzing under every song.
Mhm.
It's very interesting how they did that, and I didn't notice it until later. And then I was like, wait, they were doing this the whole time, just with a different instrument.
Yeah,
So it's kind of neat.
almost like that's that heaviness, not like sound heavy, but that fog or that whatever
Yeah,
that would be creeping in the graveyard.
yeah.
So on the third song, it was called Let the Silence Speak. At that point,
Mhm.
I'm just kind of laughing because, of course, it's called that.
Yeah,
I don't mean that in any bad way, but they're not clever pun titles. They're letting you know we're a goth band.
yeah.
Let the silence speak. That's a very, and this song,
Creepy.
like, it started with some really neat, like, oh no, it didn't start. It was kind of like hovering in the background for a little bit. There was this little subtle key work
Oh,
that,
sure.
that I thought built this nice anticipation in the background. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, where's it going with that? And then later, about a minute and 50 in, there's like, I don't know what the instrument is. Some kind of wind instrument.
Sure.
I wrote down, holy shit, is this a goth Kenny G?
Nice. Yes. It's a piccolo.
I don't know. I
I mean, who
heard that
knows? Yeah.
noise, that instrumentation. I'm like, I
Well,
don't know what it was.
yeah. I mean, there's a whole genre of like pagan metal and folk metal
Mm,
that this would kind of fall into because of the different wood instruments and string instruments that they use. And they do stuff like that. Like you'll hear like legitimately like a pan flute in a heavy metal song. It's wild.
right. But that's
So
probably pretty common from the areas that have that kind of rich uh pagan, druid,
yeah,
Viking history. Whereas, in America we really don't.
yeah. I mean, we have marches, and things like that, I suppose. Um, and and what you call it, slave spirituals. Unfortunately, I mean, you know, the
I
blues,
would,
I guess. You know,
yeah, I would think gospel is probably
yes,
uniquely,
gospel is yeah, for sure.
definitely blues,
The blues is kind of the root of all American music that's not influenced by other stuff.
right?
You
Your
know,
country western, your I don't even know what came before country western.
rockabilly, kind of maybe. I don't know.
No, that was the 60s, wasn't it?
No, rockabilly was like the 40s and 50s, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
No, I guess we got jazz and yeah,
yeah,
all that.
yeah, sure. I mean,
So
I know like there's New Orleans jazz and things like that. I just wonder like because I know did jazz start in Europe? You see, that's the thing that I'm wondering. Like, how many like traditional music genres actually started in America? That'd be interesting to try to find out.
I would have to say we'd already named blues.
Blues, yeah.
I'd imagine disco,
Oh,
unless you're going to
sure.
say it came out of New
Oh no,
Wave.
disco's European though, I think. I
Is
think
it?
disco, yeah, I'm pretty sure disco started in like Italy and then came over to America.
At least hip hop, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, hip hop started in New York. Yeah,
yeah, I
there's
was going
no
to say
freaking
that's
way. Yeah, that has to be ours. But that's the 70s, you
yeah,
know?
and that's 180 from what um Valentine Wolf are doing.
Oh yeah, there's no hip hop in this.
No, and I don't remember which song, but there was one of the songs where in my notes I said that I bet overseas where this kind of music seems to have more of a foothold,
Mm,
it probably makes a whole lot more sense.
yeah. So the thing that I noticed about the the third song was she showed off her vocal range a little more in this one. There were moments when, I mean, she never gets low, but there
Mm,
were moments when her voice was a little lower than it had been
right.
in the first couple songs. And then she did go pretty high a couple times, and it was like, okay, so she's doing some neat stuff with her voice in this song.
It's
Um,
very Wailing Widow. You know what I mean? It's very classic. I imagine it might have been Dracula, but I just had this scene of it must have been like a young husband like splattered on jumped out of a tower or something, and I could just imagine
mhm.
the widow, in the
Yeah,
classic
sure.
nightgown on her knees in the rain, just wailing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Hey,
think
man.
that's a Poe thing,
Oh,
right?
sure. Yeah. Or even Lovecraft had a lot of, grief
Yes.
in his stuff. So this doesn't have anything to do with music, but this just popped up twice as a notification on my phone. Rob Reiner died.
Rob Reiner,
Yeah.
the director.
Yep. He was 78.
Oh man.
Yep.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
bet there's some music tied to that guy.
Oh, sure. Well, he had a
I'm gonna
movie
make
called
myself a
Stand
little
By
note
Me.
here.
You know what I mean? He had a
Yeah,
movie called Stand By Me. But
I
yeah,
love that movie.
yeah, it's a great movie. He did a lot of good stuff. Harry Met Sally, which I've never seen, but apparently people really like
I'll
it.
have what she's having.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I didn't want to ignore it, dude, because it popped up twice, and I was like, okay, wait, oh, he died. So
I'll
yeah,
have something for it next
yeah,
week.
right
I just
on.
wrote down to look up some ties for it to see if we
Yeah,
can. So this album moves like into the next song. It's ready to go. It's
yeah,
keeps the scenes rolling.
yep,
The This had another really neat intro. Just the ambiance of it, just you could feel it.
yes,
You could just like,
yes,
oh, these guys are definitely really makes me wonder what their stage presence is like. Because I
yeah,
bet it's like you said a little bit. It's probably big. It's probably the
sure,
whole 9 yards. They are definitely doing this for the love of the genre. They go all out.
yeah.
And go ahead.
Oh, sure. No, I was just gonna say this is the song where at least the first time she harmonizes with herself.
Was that like toward the middle of the song?
I thought it
The
was
vocal effect?
I thought it was in the very beginning though.
There's a weird
She's
vocal second set.
section.
Yeah, in the middle.
Okay. Um, I thought it was more in the beginning that she was doing that, but maybe she did it more later on in the song too.
We
But
could just be confusing two types of
yeah.
effects or whatever.
Yeah, but no, I mean it's like what Chris Cornell used to do when he would sing a low part and a high part, except
Yeah.
she's singing a high part and an even higher part. And she's like singing with herself, which I thought was neat. And I and this song to me felt I think we picked up on similar things, but it felt very dreamlike. It
Hmm.
felt like they were, creating an atmosphere and kind of like inviting you into this like, is it a dream? Is it a nightmare? Just come sit down in the chair and listen to
Yeah.
this. You know?
They're definitely setting a scene
Yeah.
visually more. I don't know that like usually when you're listening to music, I guess you're like, all right, take me on the ride. Let me hear what you're saying. Show me. But with this, it's like, oh, let me sit in your
Yeah.
bubble,
Come to
in your
come to my parlor.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come sit in my graveyard and as I'm sad with these black. I'm not making fun of them. I'm not. I
Yeah.
felt like the fourth song, Reverie.
Yeah.
There was some. I wish I would have wrote them down, but there were some points there where I was like, oh, wait a minute. I think she's specifically referencing at least Poe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of wondered if there wasn't a lot of that in her words that since I'm not very fluent in that genre, that I just missed completely.
Yeah. Oh man, brother. So something else just came in. I might as well just. Sorry, this is a weird thing to be going on while we're doing the podcast. But his wife was dead too. They found them both dead in their house. So that's an
Uh,
interesting.
what?
Yeah, Rob Reiner and his wife were found dead in their home in L.A.
Huh. Yeah, that
Could
doesn't
be.
sound like it's gonna end right.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it's going to end well. Maybe it was carbon monoxide, which is still not a great way for things to go down. But
If you're like super rich and super
yeah, you'd
famous
think that
and
you're keeping track of your carbon monoxide.
or at
Yeah.
least you got a guy for you got an app for that. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, 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 right.
That's too bad. I hope
Yeah,
it's
we'll see what happens.
doesn't sound good.
No, it does not. Dang it.
Well, maybe
Ah,
we are
meathead.
kind of sitting with a kind of mourning album.
Yeah, definitely.
That's part of this whole gothic kind of vibe is like that mourning, that grief, that it's not necessarily sharp, but it's just all encompassing pressure,
Yeah,
just mourning on you all the time.
yeah, definitely.
So that slides right into the fifth song, another one of these titles that you're like, of course. It's called
Right.
These Feeble Blooms.
Yeah.
And I was like, of course it is, because of course I get it.
Yep.
Except
Yep.
for a little bit different at the beginning of this one. The drummer showed off a little bit.
Right, right, right,
Not a
right.
lot. He wasn't ostentatious with it, but I heard him.
Yeah, yeah. I actually, well, I thought there was neat piano work in the beginning of the song, and then
Mm,
I liked how it kind of the instruments kind of. I feel like every instrument got to join slowly
hmm.
and kind of show off a little bit. So I thought that was cool, including the vocals.
Yep.
And this one, this is the song. If you listen the whole time in the background, there's
Hmm.
the whole time. The bed of this song is a vocal that's just going through the whole song.
Like a chant. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And there's one part in the song where all the instruments drop out except that and then she sings over top of it. And I thought that was really neat. Um, Good spotlight on her voice. It was very dramatic.
Hmm. Yeah, it was a really neat. I don't know if that's an addition or because this is the first time I ever sat down with what you would call a truly gothic band, not
Right,
goth
sure.
inspired, The Cure, people call them goth. That's not what I mean. I
Yeah,
mean, so there's a lot of little stuff like that where I was like, oh, is this unique to them or is this something?
right.
Because I liked it. I liked what she did there. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, that's definitely not an opera thing.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Yeah, I think that that song, the These Feeble Blooms, I thought that song was really well put together.
Yeah.
I thought that that was maybe the maybe the best constructed song on the album. I really liked it as far as how they put it all together, and I like the slow build. I like that,
Hmm.
so it was
Yeah,
cool.
they're definitely building at, it's so weird to say, but they're definitely, if you're listening and feeling, they're building a scene in your mind that's so like, you know what this is. If you've watched any of those movies, any of them, your brain probably just, I know this. I know this.
Right, right.
And then the sixth song, it's another aptly titled. I get it,
Symphony
wink,
of
wink, nod,
Sorrow.
nod.
Yeah,
Symphony of Sorrow.
yeah, man.
And I got it once again. I was like, of course, of
Yeah.
course. If you didn't even have any words or anything and you just played that song and somebody's like, I'm thinking about naming it Symphony of Sorrow, you go,
Yes,
actually,
you
yeah,
are.
that's what it is. Yeah. Just big or just creepy graveyard, dusk rolling in, foggy. I dated a girl that lived kind of close to a graveyard and we would just kind of hang out in the graveyard.
Wow. Yeah,
Now,
sure.
yeah, of course, because what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, yeah,
And it was, I can kind of picture that.
yeah,
And it's weird to say, but I kind of get, or at least in the title or in the song, the overall song, it's like, oh, I get what you're saying about the kind of dark, but kind of beauty.
right, right. Yeah, there was a graveyard um in my hometown
Hmm.
that's huge, like in Ithaca. It's gigantic, and kids used to hang out there all the time. Um,
Wonder what that is. Like because no one's
yeah,
looking for you there, or just
I
a
guess.
rebellion thing.
I think like when you're a teenager and death seems so far away, you know,
Yes.
and sometimes you'll like I know that the couple times that I hung out in graveyards, like I didn't do it near as much as my friends did. But you'd go in there and you'd have a few drinks and you'd be like, man, surrounded by all these dead people, and you'd like think about mortality and stuff, which
Yeah.
isn't something that you'd think about all the time as a teenager. It just seems like it's the other side of the world, you know.
Yeah.
But
Well, it gives you a, I don't know, a different look at what death is because graveyards kind of have that odd beauty to them.
sure, sure,
Whether it's the shape of the tombstones or the big monuments, there's that gothic beauty, especially to
yeah,
some of the older graveyards, with the big mausoleums and those kind of things.
yeah. And one of the things about like graveyards that I was always kind of fascinated with was the markings that were just like a brick,
Hmm.
you know, um, just stuck in
It's
the
just,
ground. And
yeah, they're
yeah,
just a name.
yeah, that was always interesting to me. Like, man, these people didn't leave much of a monument. But
This
these,
album kind of sits in that whole realm really well
yeah, yeah,
because it's not
definitely,
like sad. It's
right,
just grief, mourning heavy, and gothic, like the
yeah,
actual. So, I like seven, right? You were talking about six, which is Symphony of Sorrow. You thought that
yeah,
one did a really neat build to it, and
yeah, yeah.
I don't know about the names. It was called Windows Weeds,
Widow's weeds,
Widows,
yeah,
right? One of us can't spell, and it's probably not you.
yeah.
And this was another one where I could just sit back and I had recently watched the new Frankenstein.
Okay,
And this could have been the soundtrack for that.
Nice. Nice.
These guys are so cinematic. And by this point, we're 7 songs in. I'm just feeling it. I'm letting them, all right, well, what do you want me to think about? You want me to think about these big gothic homes and
Right,
all
right.
this stuff that I've ever read. And I was just letting it, I was just sitting in their world at this point.
Yeah. I mean, did you pick up this song's a waltz. Did you pick that up?
No,
Yeah, this song's a waltz. If you listen to
that
the
makes
rhythm,
sense, actually.
yeah, it's a waltz. And I was like, oh, neat. And the guitar tone is a little different on this song
Hmm.
than it was on the others. It's not as washed out. So
Right.
I thought that was kind of cool. Um, what else did I say on this one? Anything? Oh, and the piano's really clean too.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like they took a lot of the effects off the instruments on this song, which I thought was cool. Um, and just kind of,
Gave it a little bit more, I don't know if life, maybe flourish is the right
yeah,
word.
sure, sure, sure.
Instead of, staying in that, I'm just going to say black, dull, gothic kind of,
Yeah,
there was a little bit more life and
yeah, and
flourish. And I
I,
mean, life is in the opposite of what goth is presenting.
right, right,
You know what I mean? It's very dark flowers, things dying and crumbling. But
yeah,
the cleanness of the instruments was like a little hidden, maybe,
yeah,
maybe there's a, maybe tomorrow morning or the next song, definitely not the next song, spoiler alert, but maybe the
right,
sun's going to come out. Maybe I'm just old now and although I like goth settings and all that, I
yeah.
still want that little bit of, yeah, but that sun's going to come back out.
Tomorrow. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, no, and I think some of it too, like, is because they're working in a more traditional song structure.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I picked up on it. Right, I was like, "Whoa, this is a waltz. That's interesting for this because it's got a little more swing to it than the rest of the stuff on the album." So,
Right.
it's and I should have paid more attention to the lyrics, but obviously with it being called Widow's Weeds, I'm gonna assume that it's a song about someone whose husband has passed. Um,
I would say it's pretty fair
yeah, but
with
maybe
the
there's that
theme.
dance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it.
I
So
was
no,
I picture more like Dance with Death, you know what I mean?
yeah,
The
absolutely,
the
yeah.
poor widow she's given up. I could picture some form of death. I would imagine some kind of handsome
Brad Pitt,
vampire. What?
Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
Yes.
dancing with her in the, maybe in her mind it's a big, beautiful ballroom, but I just picture she's slumped and he's just kind of puppeting her
Yeah,
through this dark, run down, cobwebs everywhere, just nasty old ballroom.
man. Have you seen Me Joe Black?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Where he dies in the first
Well,
five.
yeah, but he's deaf.
Yeah. I need to
So
rewatch that.
yeah, yeah. It's based on a book called Death Takes a Holiday.
Oh, huh.
But basically, like, he has to die because he has to disappear.
Hmm.
So basically, what happens is death comes every 100 years and gets to live amongst people. But then he has to die because he has to go back to being deaf.
Right.
But he falls in love with Claire Forlani, which, back then that was pretty easy to do. And it doesn't want to leave. Um, but there's a scene where they dance. That's pretty. I could see them dancing to this song. So
Yeah, I could see the kind of scene you'd be going for if you were
yeah,
writing something like that. Yeah, I get it. That's what I mean by these guys are very cinematic.
yeah, definitely.
And they do that on purpose, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, this whole thing is about setting different scenes and telling stories. That's for sure. I mean, it's a story album. You can tell that just by the name of it.
Hmm.
So, laments, lullabies, and love songs, not in that order.
Right. So we slide right into the eighth song, And this
Yeah.
kind of funny little coincidence or whatever, it's called The River of Grief. I was watching Mad Season live at the Moore
Okay.
earlier today, and they played River of Deceit.
Huh.
And it's just where it connects. Just, I don't know what made me click on that. I have that DVD somewhere. It's not like I needed to watch it. I just decided to click on it.
Right, right, right.
So this song, like, haunts from the
Yeah.
opening note. It's just like, this is a haunting song.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very dark.
Yes,
I
and
think it's
this is
very
another one I
dark.
wrote down, like you had just said, that each song is its own story.
Yeah. And this one is another one where I noticed there's just a layer of fuzz underneath it the whole time.
Mm.
Like you just a fuzzy like bed of just noise under it.
I
It's
wonder if that's what gives it the heavy, the pressured
yeah.
kind of feel to it, is that steady hum,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean it could
like
be.
an ohm, right? Like if you were doing that whole ohm thing.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah, I mean I feel like they're obviously the stuff that they're doing is very intentional. You know,
Mm,
they know what they're doing and they know how to build a tense world for you to live in.
right.
So,
Because it's not a big orchestra band or
no,
band
it's
like Lacuna Coil that will kind of mix the styles in. This is a very, it could have been a soundtrack to any number of things, movies, TV shows.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, there's only two official members of the band, and
Yeah,
I don't know if like they both play different instruments, or if they fill it out with other people or with electronics. Like, I don't know exactly how this all gets done, but that keeps it kind of minimal. You
it's
could,
very minimal with as
yeah,
far as
yeah,
instrumentation and
yeah. They just layer it on top of each other, and like, holy crap. So Rob Reiner and his wife were murdered by their son.
oh wow. He wasn't
Okay,
listening to
that's
this album, was he?
yeah, geez, that's the last time I'm going to talk about that, I guess, hopefully. But yeah,
Wow.
man. Okay.
Maybe see that's one thing that Valentine Wolf did is that kind of horror that we just read about. That's awful. That's a dread
Yeah,
that sits with you. This was more of a just a morning, just a
yeah, yeah.
just
Um, this is not like celebrating horror in real life. This is gothic love. This is
mhm.
the the romanticism of vampires and
Oh yeah, this is Anne Rice. This
yeah.
is um Dracula, Frankenstein. This is uh what's the movie? It was called Crimson Peak, I think. It was a haunted house movie with
Huh.
Charlie Hunnam.
I haven't seen it, but
I think it's Gail de Toro. It's one of those guys whose names I never get right.
oh, okay.
But it's a big gothic ghost story. That means the whole setting of the movie,
Yeah,
this could
yeah,
be the soundtrack for.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've watched the Mayfair Wishes, the
Yeah.
first two seasons, because I'm a huge Alexandra Daddario fan. I think she's amazing,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and it's really good. And this album reminded me of that show, like quite a bit. You
I
know,
didn't read the Mayfair Witches. I read almost all. I think there might be two Vampire Chronicles I haven't read. One of them
okay,
sitting over there. It's like Lestat and the Prince of Atlantis.
okay,
And I think she managed to put out one more after that before she died. I have a
uh,
story about her too. Wow.
cool.
Actually, two stories. So, I've obviously been to New Orleans, right? Many years ago before um, Katrina hit it and changed it.
Yeah,
We were in the Garden District, which is where a lot of Interview was filmed.
okay,
I don't know how well you remember that movie, but one of the houses they live in is just a big white house with like columns, 2 stories. That house exists.
Okay,
That's
cool.
Anne Rice's house.
Oh wow.
So we find it. She's got a buzzer. We don't do none of that. We just, oh, cool. And we saw when the use of a prop, we're taking pictures and everything.
Yeah.
And then later, I don't remember what I was doing on her site, maybe looking for the new Lestat book. And she had an open invitation, like ask me questions. So
Oh
I
wow.
I put, I led with boring straight white dude. And it doesn't bother me that her vampires were gay or anything like that.
Yeah,
I
sure.
asked why she felt that all of her characters were, like or and they seemed to like both, right? They liked men, they
Yeah,
liked
like androgynous.
yeah, and she
Yeah.
said it was because she felt like if you lived that I guess that's the cool thing. She emailed me back and was,
Yeah.
hey, like, hey, thanks for reading, blah, blah, blah. I get tons of plain straight white people and she said she always felt that if you lived that long
Right.
and all of her vampires especially started loving life because they couldn't have it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you would just naturally
It
love
all
the
be the
men,
same.
love
Yeah.
the women, because it's all kind of prey to you also.
Right. Fair. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's mine. Anne Rice story. Oh, and she
I
said we
wonder.
should have rang her doorbell. She would have had us in.
Oh, that's crazy, dude. Man. I wonder how much I mean, obviously there was some big influences of Anne Rice on True Blood.
Yeah.
There had to be. Like,
Well, I think she really owned that whole sexy vampire
right, right.
kind of really that genre. I mean, those books were very well written. Like I said, I've read
Yeah.
almost all of them. They're not pigeonholed like LGBT whatever genre or just for girls or
Yeah,
gay
yeah, yeah.
or nothing. They're
Yeah.
just
Just good books.
yeah.
I
So
mean, well, yeah, I mean, you think about that sexy vampire genre. There's her, there's True Blood, and then there's Vampire Diaries. And they all kind of blew up and got like, massive in pop culture at
right.
different times too. Like it
Oh
was
yeah, for
spread
sure.
out over like the 80s and early 90s, and then True Blood was like the 90s into the 2000s, and then uh
Yeah, there's something about
yeah.
this genre that seems very romantic to people.
Mhm.
People seem to at least drift back to it, be it
Yeah.
storytelling, especially if you want to do something creepy and ominous. You go right to that Victorian kind of.
Yeah. 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 Do you remember Moonlight?
No,
The guy from Hawaii Five O?
no.
The new Hawaii Five O, not the original. Did a vampire series that it was really, really good, but it got canceled after one season.
Hmm.
But it was super good. And it was set in modern times, and he was a detective. His name was I can't remember his name, but Mick I think was his first name. I don't remember his last name, but it had a lot of callbacks to like his Victorian life and things like that.
Mm. Makes me think of it was on the tip of my tongue. I used to like it. It was an old vampire show, Forever Night.
Forever Night. Forever Night is the best.
I think
Yeah, dude. Forever Night was fantastic.
I was looking over there. Sorry, I got another bookshelf across from me, and
Sure.
I think I have a Forever Night novel. I don't know what it
Nice.
is. And I know
That's
I have the
awesome.
seasons. They're probably upstairs with my DVDs. I really liked that show.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the movie?
No.
So, Nick was played by Rick Springfield in the movie, but then they couldn't get him to commit to like a whole series. So
Really?
they recast the character,
Huh.
and there's no explanation for it. Like it's just It's Rick Springfield for 2 hours, and then it's this other guy.
Well, I
So
mean,
it's
Buffy,
yeah,
they changed.
yeah. I feel like Buffy was a different. Like I get that it was the same name, but I don't feel like it was the same character. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of where they did something like that was 13. I don't know if you watched 13. 13 was so good.
I
But
mean,
it was Steven Dorff in the beginning. And then again, couldn't commit to a series. So they recast him. But he had plastic surgery. Like
hmm,
they actually explained. And he's an amnesiac secret agent.
weird.
So it all made sense. Like that he would get plastic surgery and not even necessarily know that he had plastic surgery because he doesn't even know what his own face looks like anyway. And it
Oh,
made the
cool.
mystery deeper because it was like now people couldn't even recognize him. Like he didn't know
Hmm.
who he was. Other people didn't know who he was because he didn't look the same. You should watch 13, dude. It's a really cool show. It's really, really, really
It
good.
sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
So, last song on the album
Yeah, man.
is called The Last Lullaby. There they
Yeah.
are again. Of course, that's what it's called because,
Right, right, right.
and again, although the playing isn't boombastic, right? It's
Yeah,
not flash. It's not, it's still like, man, that atmosphere that they set through this
yeah,
whole, it's just, it was wonderful. I got it. I
yeah.
got what the, and we've been seeing that a lot lately with different bands that are setting a tone. It's like,
Hmm.
no, I get it here. Whereas with Rusty Ship, you were finding like some hopes and some salvation. I
Yeah,
think this whole album still just sits in the grief
yeah, yeah, it does. I
or in
mean,
the mourning, right?
right.
It doesn't try to lift you up at the end, doesn't try to tell you it's going to get better. It's just
Yeah.
you're in the thick of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that this song does have a little more energy than some of the other tracks, which I thought was an interesting way to end the album. But then they also were like, hey, here's all the stuff that we did. Like there's the clean
Hmm.
piano, the violin comes in, the steady drum, the fuzzy guitar, the big
Yes,
bright clean vocals. Like they were like, this is everything that we've done through this whole album. Have it.
is the closer.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting that they did that.
Yeah, that's a neat little thing that you notice there, how the final song was just like a look back. A
Yeah, yeah, that's what it felt like to me. Yeah,
That's kind of neat. I wonder if that was in their plan or not. Because once you say that, I'm just like, yeah, actually, that's the perfect way to kind of
yeah.
encapsulate it.
I mean, I've thought about album sequencing um, a lot because I write very. My songs don't fall into one genre; they're all over
Right.
the fucking place.
Right. You're just
So
expressing yourself.
yeah, so I'm like, how do I? If I was going to pick my best songs, because that's what I would want to do. Because just whatever my best songs are, how would I
Right.
sequence them to make sense?
Mm.
And I've noticed that there's an art to that, you know? Since we've been doing this and really analyzing these albums, it's like, man, you really do have to think about where the song's going to go and where it's going to take you on the
Hmm.
journey to the next song. So,
With a band like this, well, again, the storytelling and the nuance, I bet it was kind of hard.
yeah.
I was going to say it's probably not too hard, but when you have somebody like, well, Jen Christie, how
Yeah.
she sang about everything,
Yep. Yep.
all ups, downs, all of it, but still made it a cohesive journey.
Right. Or like the Moonlight Seekers. They only had 7 songs, but it was like, I'll bet they really thought hard about what order they were putting those songs in, and how to make it make sense.
Hmm.
Um, how they were going to get the most out of those 22 minutes. So,
Right. Whereas I feel like Valentine Wolf were they're a little bit different there, since each one of their songs is kind of its own encapsulated little story.
yeah.
It's not like they could go from a goth track like a band like Lacuna Coil or somebody that
Mhm.
mixes in that American style, they're not
Yeah,
going to go from, their traditional goth style to American metal. It would be jarring.
right. And I think that's why, like, I feel like so. So I'm gonna look back at my notes real quick.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was kind of a high on the third song,
Hmm.
and then the and then they went into like they slowed it right back down,
Hmm.
and then they got doomier and doomier, and then on like the seventh song, they brought in the waltz, and it kind of picked things up a little bit, and then the end kind of maintained a little bit of energy, but not enough to where it was like, wow, they're doing something completely different,
Hmm.
you know. Um, But I mean, I'm assuming like, especially for that last track. I think that last track is definitely intentional. Um, I feel like that was definitely put there as a goodbye. So,
Yeah. And the music in the individual songs builds to like in
yep,
storytelling beats, or what I think of as storytelling beats. You know what I mean?
yeah, definitely.
As far as like well, another thing that I'd written down for that last song is this was another one where I was like, the differences are so subtle. I feel like
Mhm.
I'm probably missing all these great little nuanced things that make them stand out so much probably in the gothic genre. Because to me, this is
Yeah,
perfect representation of what I think of as actual goth, Victorian goth, that whole
yeah,
Anne
sure.
Rice, this perfect representation of that from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to bands that you would consider goth,
Mhm.
but none of them are in this lane. Like, I love Sisters of Mercy, but you can dance to Sisters of Mercy, and
Well,
and Paradise Lost. I love Paradise Lost, but they're heavy, and they're like, so yeah, this is definitely not any of that. It's like if you took 1959 by Sisters of Mercy and made an album out of it,
hmm,
and not necessarily like because that song is just Andrew Eldritch and guitar. I mean,
right.
not guitar, piano, but I mean that mood, the mood of 1959, because that song feels like there's something dark like enveloping you, you know? So,
A lot of the sounds on this album, which is Lullabies, Love Songs, and Laments,
yes,
made me think of that whole vampire hypnosis type of thing because the
sure.
sound just kind of lulls and sways. It's just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
very hypnotic, kind of very. Because at first I was like, this drones, right? Oh, it's just,
Right.
but that's not what it's doing. It's
Right.
it's that classic, just a little bit of light on Bela Lugosi's face with his eyes as he's
Yeah.
hypnotizing you.
Yeah. Mm.
If this is not an album that I would sit down and listen to, because I don't think you can. This is a
Right.
very specific album. I don't know if that's exactly what niche means, but
Yeah.
this is a very like specific mood and setting that I don't visit very much. But if
Right.
you like, I know a lot of people, I don't know if it's so much now, right? I'm not young, so I'm not around a bunch of young people, but
Yeah.
I feel like growing up, a lot of girls were really into this kind of
Oh yeah. Love in the
dark,
dark.
yeah, kind of longing for that
Yeah.
Brad Pitt or, Tom Cruise type vampire.
Yeah.
Then Twilight came along, and I don't even have anything
Right.
good to say about any of that.
Really, you don't like Twilight? I love
Hmm.
Twilight. Man. Well, I think we talked about this a little bit before, but I love Alexander Skarsgård. I think that dude is a phenomenal actor.
Oh,
So
was he in those movies?
Yeah, yeah, he was the main villain who kind of became a hero, like he's an anti-hero, I guess. Um,
I a friend of mine, I don't know if they were married at the time. He was seeing this chick, and she reads a lot too, and I read a lot. She's
yeah.
like, "Oh, we should do like a book trade thing," and I was like, "Dope." She's like, "All right." I was like, "You need to read Fight Club
Nice.
because once you read the book, you'll get it. Most people don't get that movie." And she's like, "Okay,
Right.
you need to read Twilight," and I was like, "Oh, me." She
Why
didn't
did that
read Fight
you
Club, so I don't feel
yeah,
as bad. I tried,
yeah.
and I thought it was written terribly. It
You know
was
what? You said
terribly put
Twilight and I
together.
was totally thinking True Blood.
Oh yeah, True Blood was dope.
Yeah, my fault, dude. My fault. Yeah, Twilight sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Or it's
better
just
than
not for
I
me.
thought it was gonna be. Um, but I would never rewatch it.
Yeah. But
So,
I'm old.
yeah.
But a
I
lot of people they like that genre. There always seems to be a group of
yeah.
these kids. Always.
Yeah.
I bet there is right now. Well, not right now because it's not a school day, but I bet you could talk to your son, depending on what age he is, right? Definitely
Yeah.
when these kids start getting middle school, high school. And I
Yeah.
bet they're gonna know, oh yeah, they're the goth
Oh,
kids.
girls who like vampires and stuff. Yeah.
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 Those are the goth kids.
Yeah.
How long were you able to listen to this without picturing the little goth kids from South Park?
Oh man, I don't remember the little goth kids from South Park.
Oh my God, that's all I could picture.
Man,
That this is what's playing in their head at all times.
that's hilarious. So I watched South Park pretty religiously for the first couple seasons,
Yeah.
and then I want to say late 90s, early 2000s, I kind of would just watch it every once in a while.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, now it's all online. I've tried to
well, it's on Paramount Plus too.
do some kind of binge
But,
watching for it.
but yeah, I'm just I don't know, man. South Park was a moment, and it was like, wow. I mean, I commend people who are still in love with it. Like, cool, but it's just not. I don't know.
I
I
watched
don't.
it here and there, but I kept
Yeah,
picturing the goth kids. And I don't, I didn't want to bring it up.
yeah.
I want to be careful how I bring it up because I am not making fun of them, right?
Right. Sure. Sure. Sure.
Did you, well, let's, as far as the album goes, and then I'll get
Yeah.
into this question. If you like goth music, again, you will like this album. It's exactly what it presents. If you like Anne Rice and all this atmosphere and gothic lore and vampire lore, this is probably your album.
Yeah.
So if you're into all that, check it out because they're great musicians. Lady's got a great voice.
Yeah.
They they're giving you what you want. If that's what you want out of your listening experience, that's what they deliver.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing is too, like, there's non-traditional instruments.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
there's a violin, there's upright bass. And there's some interesting strings and like you mentioned, some kind of a woodwind instrument. So I mean, there's stuff like that that might catch you if goth isn't 100% your thing. Um, so yeah, but I mean, if you like the slower stuff by Sisters of Mercy or like Evanescence, but take out all of the rock, then maybe check
Or
this
if
out.
your beloved went to sea and never came back, this album's for you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Or if you've ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Or at least ask that of all your victims.
Yeah.
That dance.
I just like the sound of it.
So I was gonna say, did you ever get into that whole,
Goth?
yeah, like look or whatever? Did you ever try
No,
to?
no, dude. I mean, man, yeah, I was gonna say the only scene that I ever got into as far as look wise was ska, but that's a complete lie. So like, I was definitely a metal kid in the '80s, shredded jeans, metal mohawk, big army jacket. Um, And then in the 90s, it was leather jacket, flannel, shorts. Uh, yeah, so I did that. And then also in the 90s, after grunge, kind of like the mid 90s, I suppose, I got really into ska. So I wore like plaid pants and like I had a haircut. I don't know if you remember the ska kid haircut,
I
but like
don't.
I was bald with a square right in the middle of my forehead.
What?
Well, not quite my forehead, but like the very top of my head. Yeah, dude. One of the things that kids who were really into ska did was they would cut like interesting patterns into their hair or whatever.
Yeah.
And what I decided to do was, so here's the funny thing. When I was in high school, I always wanted a Mongolian haircut. I thought that crap would look
Is that
so
the
cool. Yes,
top knot?
I always thought that would look so cool. And my buddy Dwan was always trying to talk me into doing it, and I was always too scared to do it. But then, like ska, I started going to ska shows, and I started seeing people with just like squares cut. And I was like, dude, I could do like a reverse Mongolian haircut, and I can live out my high school dreams. So
So funny.
So that's what I did, dude. It was basically a reverse Mongolian haircut. And then when it grew out, I let the bangs grow out first because I thought that looked really cool. Um, but yeah, so
That's pretty much where I
those
was
were my
going with that
looks.
question.
Yeah, I
Because
never did the goth thing.
I did a little, I
Yeah,
think, or at least my own version. I remember I had this I don't remember what the fabric was, but it was basically just a white button-up shirt. But it
yeah,
was a neat, loose fabric, so I would wear it unbuttoned at the sleeves and I
okay.
had these like reddish, like a dark red corduroy pants.
Oh,
And I had, of
neat.
course, real long hair at the time.
Right,
I think that's as close as I got to that full-on goth look
right on, dude.
or
At one,
vampire look. I didn't really.
yeah. Did you ever wear any guy liner?
No.
No, no guy liner. Yeah, I just goth was never.
Yeah. Well, for me, goth was The Cure and
Yeah,
boy, what else would have been going on in the goth scene growing up before I get into like Marilyn Manson and
right.
his version of
In the early 2000s, I hung out with a goth chick who was also a Nazi.
what?
Yeah. I didn't know she was a Nazi till I became friends with her, dude.
Like
Um,
um like a racist or like a
no, like a,
full-blown.
yeah, like a Nazi, dude.
They were around.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
worked with a couple of guys. I would like to say they were just messing, but they
Yeah.
were real into, was the band like Screwdriver or something? Like they were
Oh,
real into Nazi music and claiming they
yeah.
were actual like neo-Nazis or whatever.
Right. So it's funny. So I called Q, right?
Hmm.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
that's
look,
going to be interesting.
yeah, no, I was like, look, dude, I've been hanging out with this chick named Jessica, and we like a lot of the same music, and she's really, really hot. And I like her like a lot, like as a human.
Hmm.
But the other night, she kind of told me that she was a Nazi, and she started telling me like about her views about like inferior races and stuff. And I was like, and now I don't know what to do because we've been hanging out for like 4 months and we're friends now, and I really like being around her. And he was like, yo, man, you're white. He was like, you don't have to let that shit bother you. He was like, if she's cool, just be cool with her and just ignore the Nazi shit. And I was like, all right.
What?
That's what he said to me, dude.
Oh, I
Q
believe it.
Q
He's
is
cool as
so
fuck.
much Q is so much like, so to Q, some little girl thinking, that she's a Nazi and like saying stupid stuff is not an important issue. You know what I mean? Like to
Yeah,
Q, there's a lot worse stuff to worry about than that.
right.
You know? Um, but yeah, I remember that. I was like, dude, but I feel like I'm betraying my friends and stuff. And he was like, dude, you are white. And I was like, fair.
Still
I
doesn't mean
guess.
I'm going to tolerate that kind of.
Yeah, yeah,
I just don't want that kind of. I don't need that kind of bullshit in my life. Never,
yeah.
never had any. need
Yeah.
for it. You know, my
I
dad's a
mean,
Marine.
right.
He taught us that, well, we had this um older black lady, Southern as I mean, classic Southern black grandma. Joe
Yeah,
eat
yeah,
yet?
yeah.
Just
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I remember I remember her granddaughter and having the biggest crush on this pretty little black girl. But I
Oh.
remember my brother or me or someone unfortunately thought it would be edgy or maybe to push it and say the N word, right?
Ooh.
My dad was having none of it. My
Yeah.
grandma, or that side of my family can be pretty intolerant.
Right, right,
I'm going
sure.
to be fair. Well, my grandma's gone now. I was going to say
Yeah.
I'm going to be fair and say intolerant. Not my dad. My dad was
Right.
having none of it. He sat us down, and my dad never really talked about um, Vietnam, but he was
Yeah.
there. He didn't
Yeah.
say what. If you ask him, he says it's no big deal. But he did tell us that all those guys, meaning blacks, browns, Mexicans, all of them fought
Yeah.
and bled and died just like everybody else did, and we
Sure.
would not treat
Yeah.
anybody like that any different just because of their skin color.
Yeah. Right on.
And
Right
I
on.
was young enough, and my dad, he, in my memory, he snatched, not her to snatch us up, but he
Right.
handled that shit. Like,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think like kind of what Q was looking at it like. Well, other than the fact that it's not really a freaking issue to him. You know what I mean?
right.
All right, Andre, I'll see you in the morning, bud. My client just went to bed.
No,
Um,
nice.
yeah. But like like if a black dude I had a black friend named Tyrone who hated white people.
Hmm.
I was the only white person he liked. He literally would say, I hate white people, but I love me some Keith. He would literally say that, dude. And I think like you're gonna find people like that. You
Yeah,
know, like if you're a black dude, you're gonna end up being friends with a black guy who hates white people.
right.
If you're a white dude, there's a chance you could end up being friends with someone who hates people who aren't white.
To
You
me,
know?
it's
And I
taught.
mean, yeah, dude, and like especially like in Milwaukee, there was
Hmm.
a ton of racist people in Milwaukee.
Did we?
Like,
I don't know how we would have. Go
yeah.
ahead with your Milwaukee story, and then I'll say
Yeah,
what I
no,
was
I
going
was
to
just
say.
gonna say, Milwaukee was like somebody took Alabama and put it in Canada. Like that's what Milwaukee was like. It
Do you
was,
know why
I have no
Alabama
idea.
has so much racism and Nazis in it?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Because of Operation Paperclip, where
Okay.
they brought all those Nazis over to work at, I want to say NASA, or,
Yeah,
before NASA's. Guess where that was at?
Alabama.
Yup. So a
Yeah,
lot of that is brought over as generation leftovers and stuff from
sure,
Operation
sure,
Paperclip.
sure. But the thing about Milwaukee was if you were gonna like not be friends with racist people, you might not have had any friends. Like that's how crazy it was there. And I'm not
Man.
saying I needed to go out of my way to make friends with people who were racist, but yeah, I mean me and this girl, Jessica, we really connected. And so I was really having a hard time with it once she told me what her beliefs were.
Right.
And I think, as my buddy, Q was just like, yo, man, you're white, dude. You don't have to always be taking up the cause. He's like, if you want to hang out with this chick, hang out with the chick. If she says something fucked up and racist, call her on it. But you don't
Right.
have to like not be her friend anymore. And that's what I would do basically. Like we would have discussions whenever she would say something racist. And I
Oh,
obviously
nice.
wasn't going to change her mind. You know what I mean? Like she just believed in genetics. It was insane, dude. It was insane the way someone who was legitimately like into that ideology, like the way that their brain works.
Well,
Cuz
there's
they
this little trick that started with, that whole Aryan thing. I've
yeah,
always been obsessed with the occult, right? And
sure.
you can't get into studying or looking into the occult in any serious way without running into the Nazis.
Hitler was very obsessed with the occult.
Well, not Hitler as much as Himmler and a couple of
Right. But
nerding
didn't
out.
Hitler like believe in like the spirit of destiny and all that kind of
Supposedly
stuff?
had
Like,
it, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So they were talking about Aryans, right?
sure.
They kind of, from what I understand, imposed, or what's it called? There was supposedly an older race of probably taller white people
Yeah.
because of the area they're in. And supposedly they're one of these races that were from before.
Okay.
And they're supposedly the ones that went up to Antarctica, and there's all that weird stuff there. So
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was kind of like they were finding these occult relics from this actual race that they had called Aryans.
Okay.
And then later they put all of that um, pure blood crap on top of it.
Gotcha.
And where I was going with that was unfortunately all of that stuff got swept aside because it all became Nazi.
Right, right. And I mean the propaganda of it, you know what I mean, is just when you're creating a campaign,
Yeah.
you're going to focus on the things that
Yeah. What's the
people will
saying
rally
about
behind. You know what I
truth and
mean?
lies?
Yeah.
Like if you something about 90% of it is the truth and the little lie or
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The best truths or the best lies are based in the truth, you know.
Well, to pull this up out of that hole, I was
Yeah.
wondering, and I wrote this down after, but how
Yeah.
many hours did I need to listen to this style of music before I got my chance with a beautiful goth mommy like Rhea Ripley?
Hey now. Hey now.
I mean, can somebody throw me a number?
I mean, here's the thing, dude. I don't think Buddy Murphy's very goth. I think what you have to do is you have to be a jacked, redheaded Australian.
I still don't think I could take that, dude.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy'd probably rip your head off.
Yeah,
He looks pretty freaking strong,
yeah.
dude.
I just
And now that
got
he's
nothing
not,
against goth chicks.
yeah, no, goth chicks are hot, dude.
Yup.
Yeah, I mean, women are beautiful in
Yeah,
general,
absolutely.
but there is definitely certain aesthetics that are appealing. Uh,
Hmm. To
and
me, at
maybe
least.
maybe my arrested adolescent, but I am really into like pink hair and dyed tongues. I think that's so hot. Um,
Dyed tongues is a thing.
yeah, yeah, dude. Like chicks dye their tongues a certain color. Like most of the time it's blue, but they do green and pink and yeah,
Okay.
it's hot, dude. I don't know. I think
Like
it's hot.
anime girls or something?
I guess I really don't know. It's white girls mostly. I don't know.
You're like, I don't know, I like it. That's what
I just
matters.
think it's cool.
Well, that
And
kind of
like
brings
it
up
makes
what I
it look
was
like you've been permanently sucking on a lollipop, which is attractive.
is suggestive. I don't know if it's attractive. It's definitely suggestive. But I see what you're saying. So
Obstacles? I don't know.
since we're talking about the whole goth kind of
Yeah.
movement, it's kind of morphed and changed over the years
Mhm.
into a couple different things, right?
Right.
First, Manson, or I'm sorry, Marilyn Manson, he brought in that kind of like weird, dirty, like serial killer kind of violence into that
Yeah.
gothic aesthetic. And
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
now, I see like I assume it's style or whatever. I'll scroll past it on Instagram or who knows, 'cause I'm not hip at all. But now
Right.
I see the girls, they're dressing the traditional goth, what we would think of, but they're doing like white face and like
Sure.
different things with mascara and stuff. More, it's just kind of
Yeah, and I mean,
evolved.
if you look at these guys, like I said, they dress like the characters from What We Do in the Shadows.
Right,
I think they look more like Victorian steampunk type of a vibe than actual goth, which is interesting.
right. I've never watched that show.
Oh, it's so funny.
I don't, I'm weird about comedy, man. I usually don't find sitcoms or anything funny at all.
Oh, well. I don't know.
Movies, I usually don't get movie comedies. I just don't get it. But I love stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Did you do you like the idea of an energy vampire who doesn't suck blood? He sucks your energy out by talking to you about boring things.
I mean, there are people
Because
that
that's hilarious.
you could be around
Yeah,
that
exactly.
for
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah. Colin Murphy, the energy vampire.
The guy from Peaky Blinders?
No, 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 that's the character's name. The character's name is Colin Murphy. It's
Okay.
I don't know the guy's name. He's been in a lot of stuff though. It's a bald dude with glasses who talks kind of slow. Um,
Is music real prevalent in that show? Do they, or is it more
the
like
theme song
atmospheric?
is great. But no, it's not a lot of music, dude. It's oh, so I don't know how much British stuff you watch. Do you watch?
Doctor Who, does that count?
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Do you know who Matt
That's it.
Berry is?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Matt Berry is a British comedian. He's really freaking funny. He's the main
Is it
guy.
that dry kind of British
No,
humor?
it's actually not. It's very like um Three Stooges esque for British comedy, to be
I
completely honest.
don't really like slapstick. I don't like Jim
Okay.
Carrey. I
Okay.
don't know
Yeah,
why.
you might not like it. I mean, it's not like physical comedy, but it's a lot of, it's situational comedy that is like ridiculous. So
Yeah,
I don't
I've
know.
seen it. I just
Yeah.
not for me.
Okay. Right on.
But I'm real weird when it comes to comedy like shows. They
Yeah.
usually unless they're like Archer, that's a comedy show, but that was
Archer's
kind of
great. Yeah.
but as far as like sitcom comedies, gosh,
Dude, you know what's funny about comedy to me? I like comedy more when it doesn't seem funny.
inappropriate comedy.
No, no, not even that. That's not like comedy that doesn't make me laugh. Like stuff that other people are like, "Oh, this is a comedy." And to me it's like, "Oh, they're just acting like regular people and occasionally something kind of funny happens."
Oh, you mean like Kevin Smith and that kind of genre?
Sure, sure. Or like, dude, Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, that's me and my friends.
Yeah,
Just
that wasn't funny. You know what I mean? It was just people hanging
yeah.
out. And sometimes funny stuff happens. You know? Like,
Oh, it's I like that show, but
yeah, me too.
I was like, you posers,
No.
y'all act like first of all, that nerd was ever going to get Penny. Pfft, okay. But now everybody's like, "Oh, I love the Big Bang Theory." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
that's weird because every time my weird mental stuff comes out or my OCD gets a little too weird,
right.
girls are not like, "Oh, he's so cute."
Well, yeah, I mean that's how it goes, dude. TV is so different. If you've seen Heathers, right?
Not in a long time.
Okay, but I mean, you get the idea of Heathers. Like Christian Slater's character, even though he was a psychopath,
Yeah.
but that character in movies most of the time, the guy who like just sat in the corner and like looked at everybody like, "Who the hell are you?"
Right.
and like ranted about how fucked up the system was not getting laid in real life.
No, no.
But that character always got laid in movies.
Yeah.
Someone would always be like, "He's so misunderstood. Let me give him some love." No,
Right.
it's not how that works, dude. You go
Not at
to a
all.
party and you sit in a corner, you end up just getting drunk by yourself.
Yup. Make fun of him.
That's not how that works. No one comes and sits in the corner with you.
Right, right. That's so funny.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, that whole goth genre is more acceptable now too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
now it's almost fetishized. You know,
Oh, sure. Everything is fetishized now.
the
Welcome to the
big
internet.
boobed goth mommy or whatever.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I think for me, like being attracted to a certain aesthetic like that, I think it's personality. I seem to
yeah.
be more attracted to personalities than straight looks. Like if
Right
you're,
on.
oh, it's a typical blonde with, she's pretty, blonde hair, great body, blah, blah, all those
Yeah, yeah,
basic, I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
yeah.
But if you were like, oh no, she's weird, man, you'll like her, she dyes her hair, or
Right.
I think it's just personality,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I like
girls,
faces.
women's.
Faces, dude.
Just
I don't,
Vogue. Come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
Vogue.
I like faces. If I'm talking
The
about what I'm
Faces, like
attracted
Rod
to.
Stewart, or
Oh,
just
dude, I love the faces. Poor old granddad. It's a great song.
right?
I think that might be the only Faces song well, no, I probably know
At
some
least
other
you knew
Faces
one.
songs. Yeah. Well, everybody knows Ooh La La now.
Yeah,
Song's so popular now. Like,
right. Yeah, it's I don't know. It'd be interesting to I know Nate will probably get around to listen. I think Nate finds
goth girls attractive.
yeah, I'm pretty sure we've had this conversation.
Yeah.
Um I feel like Ryan would because duh, he
I think
recommended this
Ryan
album.
probably finds his wife attractive and
Oh,
no
is he
one
married?
else. Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to,
that's a
his wife and no one else.
yeah, that's a hard conversation to like for wives or husbands to be able to just let their significant other just be like, yeah, that's attractive, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Every time I,
honest.
yeah. Every time I've ever been with a chick who was like, um, oh, I don't care if you think the other girl's pretty or whatever, it's fine. Um, it's always led to some kind of weirdness at some point.
Mm.
So,
I was always happy, man. I
yeah.
couldn't believe whoever it was would let me touch their girl bits. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
so funny.
Girl bits.
Yeah.
She's
So,
got legs.
right?
I'm trying to think of music.
Well, I was gonna say that the whole goth influence is everywhere now. There are
Yeah.
so many bands that have a little bit of that,
Right. Some darkness in them or whatever.
right? Especially once Marilyn Manson did that, whatever you want to say he did.
Yeah. I got out of Marilyn Manson early, dude. I liked Portrait of an American Family, and then I was done after
Uh,
that. Yeah.
I
Cake and
like,
Sodomy is a hilarious song.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, some people might not get the humor, but Cake and Sodomy is a
Oh
hilarious
yeah, that
great
that
song.
album is funny.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
making fun of, and then there was Antichrist Superstar, which
Right.
musically is a dope album.
Yeah.
But
I just,
whatever
I don't know.
would that okay, so we were talking about red flags for a dating thing. I would think
Yeah.
if someone's a huge, well, I don't know what Marilyn Manson's doing now, but I would think if someone was a huge Marilyn Manson fan, that's probably a red flag.
Hmm. I dated a huge Marilyn Manson fan. She was insane. Well, Kara was a huge Marilyn Manson fan. She loves Marilyn Manson.
Right.
She that did not work out well.
Well, I don't think you
Oh,
can, I don't
I don't
know
know.
how much of Manson, Marilyn Manson is an act, right? But
Yeah,
I would imagine at this point, it's pretty safe to say that he at least struggles with his own.
the dude has issues. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, for sure, man. See, I don't know. I feel like music. I don't think there's music that's a red flag just because
Yeah.
people like different music for different reasons. You know?
I just, something about Manson, there were people that, to me, it was modern Alice Cooper. I see you. I see
Okay.
what you're doing. Cool. I'll
Yeah.
watch. Tell me about your ideas. Show me your
Right.
thing. But there
Right.
were also people that were like into it. Like,
Stay there.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, dude. I see. Here's my thing too. Like, if you're gonna be evil,
Hmm.
I'm cool with it as long as you're like telling stories.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with evil stories. Um, I'm not cool with when like being evil is your persona. You know, I'm not into that. If
Yeah.
you're like he would talk about devil worship and how it equated to freedom and things like that when he, I can't get into that, dude. It's just
Well,
not for me, you know.
that's just I think that was less what you're thinking of as traditional devil worship and
Right, because
more,
The Satanic Church is different than
yeah. I don't
traditional
remember
devil worship now.
right because you got Anton LaVey, and that was more
Yeah,
existentialism
yeah,
where
yeah.
you're your own,
Right, you're your own god and whatever.
right.
And I mean, it's still just it just never sat right with me. I remember so like I like the Misfits
Hmm.
because the Misfits are it's a bunch of movies. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They're writing 2.5 minute movies about cutting people into pieces and stuff. I mean,
Right, yeah.
whatever. Um, and so I thought, maybe I'd dig Danzig. And I was in Spencer's
Hmm.
going through the shirt rack, and there was a Danzig shirt that was an upside down cross, and it had the different members of Danzig on each one of the, points with Danzig in the middle praying. And then on the back, there was some quote about being birthed from Satan. And I was
Nice.
like, oh, I can't listen to Danzig.
I
But
remember, I don't know if it was a, oh no, two different, I'm thinking of two different shirts I had, and
yeah.
one of them I think was White Zombie. On the back it said 666 motherfucker.
Well, yeah, but I
And
mean,
I had a Manson shirt that said I
yeah,
am the god of fuck.
nice. Well, I mean, dude, White Zombie is the same as the Misfits,
Yeah, it's camp.
Yeah, Rob Zombie's just telling stories, dude. He's just telling stories about
What a
going to hell and stuff.
what I was
Just like
where I was going with that was
yeah,
it wasn't that I was into Satan.
yeah,
I
sure,
was just punk. I was just ugh.
right,
Screw
right,
you
right,
guys.
yeah,
This offends you? I don't find this offensive at all. So I'll wear the
right,
shirt because to me
right.
it's just some words and it don't mean shit.
So there was a band back home called Hate Machine who I
Hmm.
really, really liked. They sound like Corn if Corn was much more heavy, like more of a heavy metal Corn. Um, and I had a Hate
I was
Machine
going to say
shirt.
something, but I don't know if it's funny or not.
Uh,
I was going to say sounds like corn if maybe corn wasn't molested,
ooh, good God Almighty! Um,
right?
so so I had a shirt, right, and just
Hmm.
in like white type. It was the army color. It was like army green, whatever color
Okay.
that would be. And then in just white type, like typewriter, it said Hate Machine. And on the back, it had a big 8 ball with an H. And then it said It's All Good because that was the name of their album.
Do you know anything
And
about
Hate
said hate
Machine,
machine?
that they're dope as hell. They're from Portland, New York.
There's not enough information on this to let me know if I found them or not.
Oh, well, they're from
There's a
Portland.
hate machine on Spotify,
I don't think it's the same one.
but they have 7 monthly listeners, so
I mean, it could be.
I didn't
But
see anything old enough.
yeah. But people would get so mad at me for wearing that shirt. And some people would think it was awesome, but most people would be they'd be like, Hate Machine. And I'd be like, it's a band.
Yeah.
And then there was this one British chick who walked past me, and she was older. And she goes, oh, Hate Machine, I love your shirt. And I was like, thanks, it's a local band. And we started talking, dude. And I was like, yeah, they're a metal band. They're so cool. She was like, all right, keep fighting the system. And then
Yeah.
she fucking just like, but yeah, I thought that was funny, dude. Like, but people would get so offended just because my shirt said Hate Machine on it.
I always thought, do you remember by any chance when, God, I'm such a nerd, the Da Vinci Code came out?
I mean, I never watched it, but I remember,
There was
Tom
a bit
Hanks,
of
right?
a uproar in church communities.
Sure,
And I
sure.
remember, obviously I read the book
Yeah,
and I knew a little bit about the subject anyway. I remember my mom was like, she called me and asked me about the book because
yeah.
I'd read it. And she was like, our pastor was just going on and on about this book and how it's so wrong and there's just no way that blah, blah, blah. And I just said, Mom, why does your pastor care about a
About a
fictional
book.
book?
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
like, well, because the author is saying this, this, and this. And my mom didn't care. She just was talking to me about it because I read the book.
Right, right.
It was, there's something. if you que I know what I was going to say. If your
Yeah.
faith is so weak that it can be shaken by a kid's shirt or a
Yeah.
movie or a
Yeah.
book, you shouldn't be asking what's wrong with this book.
Right.
You should be saying what's wrong with me.
I have a Celtic Frost shirt
Hmm.
that has like a bunch of different religious symbols on it, I suppose.
Hmm.
Um, but they're all none of them are like so like there's a character on there who looks like it's probably Jesus.
Hmm.
That's what I mean though. Like it's but you're not 100% sure that it's Jesus. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like that. And then it
Yeah.
says nothing is real but death on it.
Hmm.
I freaking love that shirt, dude.
Right.
Love it. Wear it all the time. No one ever says a word to me about it. but yeah.
Music has always played into all of that also.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how you were talking about earlier, how Valentine Wolf like Wolf Wolf laid
Wolf.
down like a bed or like a
Yeah,
hum or like
yeah,
an
yeah.
um
Yep.
most cultures, right, have lore about, especially if you know, if we go with the Bible and like King Solomon and that kind of thing,
Yeah.
there's lore where they would use sounds and music to bind or banish demons or creatures or
Sure. Yeah, yeah,
cryptids.
yeah, absolutely. Music
So,
suits a savage beast. That's a thing.
right, that
Yeah.
hum,
Yeah.
where I was going with that kind of sound, I was reading, because I always look up fun music conspiracies, that that's supposed to help you somehow. Like that hum is
Oh yeah,
supposed to, like,
sure.
it's making your whole body change your vibrations and stuff.
Interesting.
So it kind of makes sense that if you were setting the stage, or the atmosphere, kind of like Valentine Wolf were doing, that you would want that kind of because it's not like one last sound, right? It's more
Right.
like a hum. And I wonder
Yeah.
if that's what gives you that sense of weight to the song. So
I
that's
don't know.
using tones
Hmm.
very specifically to affect how we feel, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas a lot of it's rock and roll, man. Feel sexy, feel whatever. And they're like,
Right, right, right.
no, feel.
I've got dude, what this is a completely different topic now.
All
So,
right.
but
As long as it's music.
you mentioned feeling sexy. It made me
All
think
right.
about something. What do you think is the sexiest song?
Man, I like, there's this neat cover of Keith Sweat's Nobody that I like. I think
Okay.
the original is pretty sexy.
Yeah.
There's a song, I want to say it's by Paula Cole,
Okay.
called Feeling Love or something like that. That's, from what I remember, really, really sexy.
Okay.
We didn't just talk about this, did we? I wonder what brought
We
that up.
talked about Paula Cole, but a
Yeah, that
while
must have
ago.
been why, because
Yeah.
I don't listen to her.
Right.
Um, Couple Fiona Apple songs.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that. She's slinky.
Yeah. Boy, that's a tough one. Do you have any? Because we've talked
Dude,
about
so
booty jams before. That's a little bit
yeah, but
different.
this is a different thing though. Like when a song is sexy, it's like a groove and you feel it in your, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So there is a song called Lamotion by The Front.
Okay.
Dude, that song, I don't know what it is about that song. And it's a dude singing it, which, but that song, just the groove of it
Mhm.
and the lyrics are super sensual. I don't know, man. That song is something else. Like, yeah.
Well, let me. not
I
give away too much since we're
yeah,
actually going to talk about this album and everything
sure.
next week. But
Yeah, yeah,
there's an experience that I was thinking over and trying to flesh out in my head, knowing that we're going to talk about Braden Stewart,
yeah.
that this kind of plays into because
Okay.
there's a moment in the concert, because that's how I discovered them. We saw him live with somebody,
Yeah,
where it's just sexy. It's
yeah.
just pull your date close and you're just moving with it, man. You're just,
Right, right,
it's
right.
like you're saying, it just moves. And I'll tell you the song, it's Friends and Snakes. Once you hear it, I think
Okay,
you'll get it. But
cool.
it just, so I don't know if I can pick out a specific song,
Yeah,
but like in the blues genre for sure, there's just like a sway, like,
yeah,
and to
yeah,
me,
yeah.
it's in your hips.
Yep. Yep.
Whereas metal to me is up here, is in your hands. It's
Right,
but like
right.
blues and some R&B and man, you start getting into R&B, that whole genre was made to be sexy.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. So it's funny because that front album, I went and bought it, right?
Hmm.
And I remember the first time I put it in with my girlfriend at the time. We're listening to it. Brought it home, we're listening to it. And it was just like, I don't know, dude, that song came on and and maybe that's why. Maybe there's that whole element to it of what happened when that song came on.
Maybe.
But it was something, dude. It was, man, that song is, there's something about that song, man. But I've always connected to like funk and grooves. And the front was very much not a funk band, but
Right.
that song has a very funky groove that's just like it's sexual healing. It's can I get a witness? It's that, but like
Right. It's that
yeah,
alive feeling. It's not just
yeah,
getting laid. It's when you're locked in, when you're
right, right. I mean,
with
dude, Marvin Gaye's whole catalog, other than his socially conscious stuff, but
right.
all of his stuff about getting laid is special. You know what I mean? It just is, man. That
I mean,
dude,
how many times have I said that I feel like our all art was created to impress a girl
fair. Yeah,
or a boy if that's what you're into, but
yeah. It also seems funny because we talk about a lot of different stuff on this podcast. Most of it's music related, but we do go back to like music and women and that experience quite a bit because it's so like I don't know, just I don't know. I mean,
there's
obviously,
something when there's something about the two situations or experiences, right? When you're
yeah,
with someone that you're just whatever,
yeah,
infatuated with, in love with,
yeah,
early lust, there's all these chemicals and feelings, and I think that might open you up a little bit more. So when you're hearing music that's also designed to
right.
play
To
off of
stimulate
those
that,
same,
yeah,
yeah. So it's like you get more, like when you're sad, you listen to a sad song, it means more. I
right,
think it's primal. It's like what you were saying. It's the
yeah,
drum beat, right? It's
yep.
the
Someone just
it's the
flick
vibrations of it.
flicks
Yeah.
the switch. Um, I was gonna say, like, it's funny because I was gonna be like, I wouldn't necessarily like all music isn't relationship related, but then I was
Right.
like, because I was like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, Megadeth, but at the same time, if I met a chick who was really into Megadeth, that would definitely be something we could connect over, and I would
I've
think it
had
was really cool. So
experiences where I'd have music on in the background during adult time or however you want to word that, and
yeah, yeah,
songs would come on that you wouldn't expect to, like, all right,
right,
I'm
sweating
pretty sure I
bullets.
can do this without anybody's names.
Yeah, sure.
I was seeing this girl. It must have been early on,
Yeah.
and for some reason, music playing, and the song "She Rides at Night" by Danzig comes on.
Holy crap. Okay.
I mean, if I need to tell you the position she might have been in at the time,
Yeah.
I probably don't need to, right?
Right, 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 right.
But the I don't know why I heard it. I probably should. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it didn't offset anything. It was actually kind
Right.
of
Yeah.
cool. I was like, all right,
I
all
mean,
right. And then I told my best friend about it later, and
yeah.
A thought it was hilarious that the
Yeah, yeah.
timing, but it's something. Maybe it's like bass heavy, right?
Yeah, I was
Maybe
gonna
that's why
say,
it's
dude,
blues and the it's just
right.
kind of
Right. Danzig, I could see Danzig's music. Not the Misfits, but I could see Danzig music as being something you could get down to.
yeah,
Like, because it's got a groove and it's blues heavy and his voice is like, "Rah," it's so like I could totally see that.
yeah.
Like absolutely. Danzig does not I mean it's just like, I think I talked about this before, but the first time I was ever with my wife intimately, Airplane by the Red Hot Chili Peppers was on. And they dude, that was a great song to like begin the uh
Festivities.
the festivities with. You know what I mean? It
I
was,
do.
dude. Like it freaking was. I mean, there's something to it. If it's got a groove and it's got,
Well, Flea is an outstanding bass player, right?
he
So
is.
they're a
He
very
is.
bass
And Chad
driven.
Smith is a great freaking drummer. Super underrated.
Oh yeah, it's because he's not flashy.
Right, but he's just in the pocket,
Yeah, yeah.
so like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen to his stuff with Chickenfoot too. I mean,
Mhm.
you can tell the dude can play drums, man. So, and he looks like Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
So,
There's something about the primal aspect of the music, especially when you're talking about sex and
yeah,
lust and attraction, those
right,
specific emotions, right?
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
isn't that kind of the part of the whole witchcraft rule? Oh, they're in the woods banging on drums and getting naked.
right, right,
How
right,
many
right.
times have we seen that as a storytelling device where the around the campfire or something like that, banging on drums and then
Yeah,
people are
yeah.
getting naked? That's a
Okay, so like you look at like okay, Elvis, right,
mhm.
and the Beatles, right,
Yep.
and then I mean, I don't know who it would be. Maybe the soul singers of the 70s, like Marvin Gaye and people like that. And then you've got, Bon Jovi and Poison and those kind of bands. And then you got the boy bands, Backstreet Boys, and
Right.
is there is there a modern equivalent to that? Like a band or an artist that just makes girls go insane. Like, does that exist anymore? I don't think it does.
Not unless you count Taylor Swift.
Right, but see, that's the thing. Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, Lana Del Rey, they've kind of taken that over, but they're all women. It's
Oh,
such a
I see what you're getting
weird,
at. That
yeah,
that male
right, right. Where
cringy.
chicks are fainting and like throwing their panties at them and like waiting outside hotels, like that's gone now, right?
No, it's probably more fan specific now. It's probably like it's happening to no, maybe not because of just
Yeah,
like
and I mean that's kind of my point though, like the whole hysteria of it. You
well now
know,
you can
in
pull up.
19
Go ahead.
oh
Finish your
no, I
thought.
was just gonna say in 1987. It would be very, very hard for you to find a teenage up to like early 30s chick who would not sleep with John Bon Jovi.
He was a handsome man.
Yeah. And I mean, in the 50s, Elvis, the
Well, for sure.
60s, the Beatles. You know what I mean? Um,
I think it has to do with maybe exposure now. Like,
Yeah.
how else were you going to see Elvis other than
Right. Sure.
you were going to go live? And we've already talked about how the live experience is
Yeah,
its
it's different.
own
Yeah.
magic spell or whatever. So you've already
Right.
got all of that and all the sway of the rhythm of his music, right? Had that sway
Yeah.
to it that we
Yeah.
talk
Exactly.
about
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
being bass level.
Right. Right.
So maybe just you put all of that on top of, oh my God, he's right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think part of it is too is like all of the cultural phenomenon artists
Mhm.
are women now. You know, like who is a male pop singer, let's say? And by pop singer, I mean popular music, not pop like Britney Spears or whatever.
Maybe Pharrell was the last one that I could think of.
Yeah, or Usher.
Timberlake was probably the last.
Justin Timberlake, sure, sure. Yeah, and he came out of that boy band thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean like that Benson Boone kid.
no clue.
Okay, good looking kid, great voice, really good song, but not a cultural, not Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah,
Elvis Presley by any stretch of the imagination. It's weird. Like I wonder where that went. Because
it's
I
still
mean,
got to be. What about like Justin Bieber?
yeah, yeah. Justin Bieber definitely had it when he was young. I don't know if he still does, but
Maybe it can really only be captured in a small window, right?
right, right,
Because
right, right.
you can only be out there, especially now,
Yeah,
where guys, young people that are attractive are streaming 24/7. So I
right.
guess if you could have
Sure.
saw Elvis streaming every day as he was making his peanut butter and banana sandwiches,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you take away some of
The
the,
mystique.
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Right,
So
right,
now that there's no, you can't just see Elvis on screen playing his music and shaking his hips.
right, right,
Now
right.
you know he's going to do that because the video, and then
Yeah,
so maybe it's the discovery of it, like we talk about hunting for albums. Maybe that's
right,
part of it too.
right.
And then there was that stretch there where the machine got behind that kind of artist,
Yeah,
Rick
yeah,
Springfield and then Timberlake and
yeah, yeah.
so a lot of that music is so cookie cutter that it was just on to the next one, on to the next one. Then after a while,
Right,
people are
right,
like, I
right.
don't even want to hear.
Yeah. I think it's interesting though, like, well, I guess there was One Direction, right?
No, yeah,
Yeah, there
yeah.
was One Direction. So I guess it happens every once in a while. It just doesn't seem like it happens as often or like it's as sustained as it was before.
It's because it wasn't a natural. By time it got to us, the stuff we're thinking of, it was no
Yeah.
longer a natural phenomenon. It wasn't
Right.
like I think New Kids on the Block might have formed on purpose, right, to be a boy band.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas
Yeah. The guy who formed New Edition, he went New Edition, New Kids on the Block, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and then a bunch of less successful boy bands. But yeah,
that's because
that was his thing, dude. Yeah.
yeah, there was one vision, right, at the top
Right.
of the vision pole. I don't know how
Yeah.
you word that.
Yeah.
And his idea of what the girls wanted.
Right.
So that's what he presented.
Right. Right.
I'm not a fan of that style of music, and that gets into like a cappella and a lot of that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. So I
yeah.
didn't care for none of it.
I love New Edition, but
Well, New Edition were talented, yeah.
very talented. Yeah. Yeah.
To me, that was aimed at women,
Right.
especially
Sure. Cool. Cool.
NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and Justin
Yes.
Timberlake. It just
Yes.
wasn't for me.
Right. Right. I like two Justin Timberlake songs,
Yeah, I like a couple
and I
too.
don't think either one of them sound like a Justin Timberlake song. So, you know,
But you were right. That kind of what
that
did Machine Gun Kelly kind of.
maybe, I don't know, but there's people who hate him so much. And
Yeah, there's
I don't
something
think
going
other
on
than
there.
parents, I don't think there's people who hated hated the Beatles or hated Elvis or
Right, as much.
yeah, or hated, Bon Jovi and Bret Michaels. Like I feel like it was universal, like but dude, I do want to go back to Rick Springfield for 1 second because that dude is a hell of a musician
Oh yeah,
and a good songwriter. And
absolutely.
yeah, and I think that he kind of got the short end of the stick as a musician. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same with like Richard Marx, because they had that cultural moment where like they were everywhere and they kind of represented the face of like pretty boy pop music or whatever. But both of those guys are so much more than that. And I think that happens sometimes, unfortunately, to like good
Yeah.
musicians.
Richard Marx was an underrated
Yeah,
songwriter, really. I'm not a big
absolutely,
fan,
dude.
but I remember Hazard.
Great song. That's my favorite
Yes.
song by Richard Marx. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great
that's
song.
the only that song's great.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a
And
great song. It's a
it's
murder
not
ballad.
yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
soft rock song at all. It's got a
Right.
very like the beat to it is very moving. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, and that's the thing about Richard Marx. Like he knows how to get emotion out of a song. Like that's one of the things that he does really well. Is like I don't know what freaking keys he plays, you know what I mean? But like the dude knows how to like,
right.
and he's pushing 70 at this point, and he still sounds amazing. I saw him in concert
Yeah.
a few months ago. He was really, really good. And it was just him and his piano.
Well, he's a seasoned musician.
Yeah, yeah. At this point, yeah, yeah,
Maybe it's because the culture I think maybe it's kind of flipped, right? You would see, again, we'll go with Elvis and be like, oh, he's so sexy. Oh, he just
right.
makes me feel like this. Where now it's more like, I want to be
Yeah,
sexy like them.
right,
So
right.
it more becomes about reflecting it or wrapping yourself in it. Whereas
Yeah,
maybe before it was just there was no other way you could feel that but in person with Elvis. So it was
yeah,
so overwhelming and it's probably a combination of all those things, right?
yeah. I just was thinking about it, and I was like, that's really interesting. How there's no like big cultural phenomenon make all the ladies faint pop stars anymore. But I mean, I guess there is a few every once in a while.
I think it's just the machine. When you start seeing, I don't know, listening to the radio, it's not about any of that. It's about,
Right.
it seems to me about Taylor Swift releases a song and then a whole bunch of other songs kind of like that pop up.
Right. Sure.
And
Sure. Sure.
then
Sure. Dude, do you
Iggy
remember?
Azalea does it. And
Yeah.
then Nicki Minaj does it. And then a bunch of little, it's just like, we got them.
Yeah.
Send out the next, send out the next, just like
Yeah.
that.
There was a time a few months, well, a few years back, where everything sounded like Rihanna.
Mm,
I was like, dude, Rihanna's putting out so many songs lately. And it turned out she wasn't. It's
yeah.
just there was a ton of chicks who were doing that, you
There were
know?
also situations where there were really talented musicians hiding in there. I was thinking of
Sure.
Amy Winehouse.
Oh yeah, I love Amy
I
Winehouse.
personally not a big fan, but I didn't know as much about her. My,
Right.
you know Jed. Well, then you know his
Yeah.
wife, Nikki.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Big fan.
Yeah.
So through her, I've learned, about all the different styles of music and stuff that Amy Winehouse really represented. Where to
Hmm.
me, I just thought she was another Pop Tart.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
maybe
Yeah, no, there was a whole like jazz soul thing going on in England, in the UK, that she was a part of, and Duffy and Adele, they all kind of were part of that thing. Um, Duffy is super underrated.
maybe
Uh,
they just stopped marketing like that.
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because if you could stream, I think if you could have streamed the Backstreet Boys and 98 Degree and all these bands that sound the same,
Yeah, 98 degrees, something like
you'd have
that.
just been like, what is this? where most of them was like, "Oh, I love NSYNC," and
Yeah,
didn't really they didn't buy the 98 Degrees album, so they would hear the one song and just be like, "Oh, okay."
yeah,
Whereas now
yeah.
with streaming,
Well,
if
what
you're
was that? 98 Degrees had like a monster hit though. I I don't know.
was it it's not "I'll Be There for You." Um,
No, I'll be there for you, is Bon Jovi.
oh, there's a
God must have spent a little more time on you.
I don't know that song.
Dude, that song was huge.
What am
And
I
it was
thinking then?
them like singing in the rain. God must have spent
Who did "I Wanna Sex
X
You
you
Up"?
up. Color Me Bad.
Yep.
Tick tock, you know. All right. I went to college with a girl who said that her uncle was in that band.
What are the chances?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was, dude. You know, who knows? But
Right.
everybody just like made fun of her for it because they thought she was kind of crazy. But she swore that her uncle was in that band. She was kind of hot too.
You were talking about sexy songs. I
Yeah.
think it has to be Janet Jackson's "If"
Okay.
for me because
Okay.
of the video, her voice, the song itself is sexy. I think that's my pinnacle sexy song.
I don't
Is
even know if I know that song.
There's no
I
way
know that
you
I've heard
don't know
it.
that song.
I know that I've heard it, but I don't know if it's like in my head, you know?
When you go to look it up,
Yeah,
just watch the video.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, don't bother to stream the song. Watch the
Okay, I'll
video.
watch the video. I'll get on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely notice the date. You're a little bit older than me, so it might not
No.
quite be the same, but the timing could not have been more fortuitous or whatever for young boy
Was
hormones.
it Pleasure Principle? The song where she's dancing in the attic? I remember thinking that video was something else, dude.
I remember some of the early Madonna stuff, which we talked about, was
Yeah.
pretty sexy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I never really liked Madonna, dude. I don't know why. Just it wasn't my thing. I
Yeah,
thought Holiday was a pretty good song. Um, but yeah, I never really thought she was very attractive, which I don't know, whatever.
I
I
was thinking when she first came out.
thought she looked really good in the Like a Prayer video.
Yeah.
I used to spend some quality time with that video, but
Well, I said a bunch of times we were at I think it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and
yeah.
they had, of course, the bathrooms for the men and women. I don't remember what the men's was, but
Mhm.
the women's was a big picture of uh 80s Madonna with short hair, and
Yeah.
it's just like I forgot.
Yeah, the Open Your Heart to Me video, she was pretty hot in that too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
Papa
knew
Don't
it
Preach.
too.
I guess she did have a moment, not when she first came out, but like Papa Don't Preach, Open Your Heart,
I
Like
wonder
a
how old she
Prayer.
was.
I don't know, but she did look good during that time.
Right, because if we're going to be realistic, all have peaks, right?
Right. I think that was probably hers.
And if she was in her 20s or so, I mean, when else are you going to start exploring
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you're sexy? You know what I mean?
Right. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember she did Playboy when I was really young. Like really young, like probably not even 10 yet.
What a weird thing that has changed there. Remember, like
Right.
it would be almost scandalous to be in Playboy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Now it's like OnlyFans is a grind. Like
Yeah.
I personally don't see it like this. I see something bad and evil going on there and should be
Okay.
avoided. But I
Okay.
know that at least I feel like it's marketed to young girls that that's a pathway to,
To success, yeah.
yeah. And it's like,
You're right. I mean, dude, so I know a chick who sells content
okay,
and she's really, really pretty, dude. She's so pretty. And she's young. She's like 19.
mm-hmm,
And I said to her, I was like, hey, man. And her prices are cheap, like really cheap. And I was like, hey, man, you are freaking beautiful. Why don't you just start an OnlyFans? I was like, you could get monthly subscriptions and you could have that money coming in all the time
right.
and you could actually make some money. And she doesn't want to do it because she doesn't want people to know that she sells content. but on Snapchat she has 800 people on her private story.
Hmm.
So it's just like it's such a weird contradiction, dude. Like I don't know. So I always say if I was hot enough, I'd have an OnlyFans. Like if OnlyFans had been around when I was 20,
Right.
I'd be rich right now. You know?
I was a
So
bartender for years, so I always
so
said if the same thing applies, if you're
yeah.
dumb enough to keep buying that pretty chick drinks on the
Yeah.
small hope that that's on you.
Yeah, 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 for sure,
But
dude.
this OnlyFans thing is a whole new, like the psychological aspects of it
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
is
I
what
mean,
bothers me.
so there's two different things, right? Like there's people like either way it's not great. Like models or porn
Hmm.
stars, however you want to look at it. Like people are
Right.
either turning themselves into models or porn stars.
Right. Objects.
Yeah, and neither one of those professions give you a very healthy mentality. You
Right.
know, because I mean, there's tons of people who do OnlyFans and never get naked.
Right.
It's just pictures of them. It's exclusive content, so people pay for it.
Maybe it's just a quicker, cheaper road to the rock star thing, right?
Yeah,
If you just see rock star and think I want to be rock star,
right.
but you're not, I love music so much that I need to express whatever this music is in me, and that'll turn me
Yeah,
into a rock star. Yay. If you're just, I want to be Kim Kardashian,
right, 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 right,
what is that?
right.
That's just fame. That's
Just
all the
famous for nothing, you know.
yeah.
Dude, do you know Total Drama Island, the kids cartoon?
No.
So there's a kids cartoon called Total Drama Island that is all about these people who want to be famous for no reason.
Hmm.
And the theme song is like I want to be famous, and it's just freaking it's like reality show. It's like a cartoon reality show where people just act nuts. And
Sounds like
little
you could
kids are
make a really
watching that,
fun
dude. And yeah,
adult
it is.
animated show out of that. Like,
Yeah, but it's funny that little kids are watching that. You know,
well,
like they're seeing that at such a young age.
it's wanting the, let's see if I can word this right, because I think this has a little bit to do with phones and stuff too,
Yeah.
and what we were have said a bunch about searching out records and maybe even finding girls back then,
Right.
when we were younger. There's this
Right.
anticipation to it. There was this whole thing back in the day, right? Making out was a thing.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
If you if you take away that chase, isn't it more fun to see the pretty girl? And of course you want to see her naked. Fuck
Right.
off, anybody that wants to argue with me on that. Fuck off. We get it. But now you can just, here's $2, here's $5, here's $10. I make more than that an hour,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
So it's
Right.
like, why would I'll just pay this money and now I can see her naked. And then there's
Right.
this whole dark side of it where there's people that run your stuff and they think that, the John basically thinks that they're talking to you, but they're talking to whoever you hire to catfish all these people, and
Right.
like a trick. It plays off, we all want to be loved, right?
Right.
And everybody thinks, oh, if I can't even name somebody that's like an OnlyFans model or whatever that's followed like that. But they're like, oh, well, everybody loves blah.
Right.
What do they do? Oh, well, they get naked. And that's something kind of that everybody's got, right? You got a
Yeah.
body.
Yeah. Might as well use it, right?
So maybe it's just the fast track to the love and adoration, but we know that it's not real
Yeah. Yeah.
love and adoration because
Yeah.
there is no experience at the end of that, like a concert or it's just
I mean,
love me constantly.
The people who I have talked to about it, and I mean, I'm
Hmm.
sure that there's different levels of it. You know what I mean? It's all about money for them. Like they're not looking for a connection. They're not looking for people to tell them they're pretty. They just know that they have a commodity, that people will pay money for.
I
Like,
mean, it's the oldest
yeah, yeah,
profession, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, and you look at someone like Brianna Coda, aka Elena Black, aka Cora Jade. She made $2 million in a month on OnlyFans and did not take her clothes off.
Jesus.
She is basically doing the same, posting the same pictures that she used to post on like Instagram and
Hmm.
stuff like that, but now she's making people pay for them, and she made $2 million, dude.
Maybe
That,
it's the universal beauty, right?
yeah,
Maybe that's if we strip it down, no pun intended. But if we pull everything else out of it,
yeah,
it's the instant access to the beauty of the female form
yeah, yeah.
when we probably shouldn't have instant access to that.
Right, 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 right. I think it's interesting. Like, I have known women who are very visually stimulated,
Hmm.
you know. But psychologists and stuff say that generally men are more visually stimulated than women.
Yeah.
So for men, you look at a form
Hmm.
and that stimulates you,
Hmm.
and then it's like a dog with a treat. You know what I mean? You want another one? You want another one?
Yeah.
And I think that's what fuels OnlyFans and things like that. Um,
We all know that porn is free on the internet.
right. But okay, so
So are you paying for the friend experience? You're getting
which is
Tom.
stupid because most of the time it's not them.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a really low level creator, they have hired someone like to answer the messages for them and whatnot.
Right.
So here's the thing, dude. Most of the time, in my opinion, and
Hmm.
I've never paid for an OnlyFans. Well, that's not true. I paid for a couple when it very first started because I was curious. But the girls on OnlyFans are way prettier than porn girls, in my opinion.
How much of it is touch up and
Yeah, who knows, dude?
filters and
Who knows? But I think to to be an actual porn star, there has to be like a certain mentality going into it
hmm.
that maybe not like because like OnlyFans, you can do stuff with your boyfriend and put it up
Hmm.
there. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like you're screwing 18 strangers a day.
Right.
So I think that just physically, God, dude, I don't know how to say this. It's just something that I've noticed. Like, there's prettier girls on OnlyFans than there is. Like, girls who are models and stuff
Right.
will do that on OnlyFans. Whereas, like, you don't get women who necessarily look like that in porn.
I see what you're saying. Maybe
So,
it's the you don't really mean quality of
yeah, that's a bad way to put it, dude.
right, but it's the
Yeah.
attractiveness and I wonder how much of that becomes a mental situation too, right? Because as
Right,
you were
right. Because
talking
porn
about,
will wear you out, I would think, like,
well, that and I feel like there's this trap with porn that bigger, more extreme,
right.
more.
Sure, 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 sure.
I don't
And dude,
remember the last time. it- as weird as it sounds, I think it was drinking with a group of friends and we were just fucking off looking up weird porn shit.
that's awesome.
But I just remember that it would just get worse. And
Yeah,
my thought was, who wants this?
right.
Then, you hear people talk about like an addiction sort of way where you just want
You just have to keep upping the ante.
yeah, but can't you just, isn't seeing the next pretty girl naked the thing anyway?
Right,
I
right,
don't need to
right.
see somebody stick. things where they don't belong or spit on
Yeah,
each
it's a
other.
lot,
And
dude. It's a lot. Yeah.
so,
It's a
okay,
lot.
so you got two different things going on there, right?
Yeah.
You got the OnlyFans,
Right.
which is fake connection, no connection,
Yeah.
and then you got this disgusting porn thing, which is dehumanizing the connection.
Right.
Neither of them,
Are
they're
real.
both pretending
Yeah.
to be getting the same thing, love and adoration, but they're
Right.
not.
Right. Right. Right.
It's
Right.
obsession. It's you don't love an OnlyFans model. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
If
not.
if you say that, you might feel that, but you're
Yeah.
misunderstanding what love is. That's
Yeah.
not what you're feeling, bro.
Yeah.
Relax. Same with a porn star.
Yep.
So, at the end of the day, what are you really getting out of it?
Yeah.
Where's
Fair.
your return for energy?
Yeah.
At least with music, you're watching a concert, you're listening to
Yeah.
an album, but OnlyFans, you're looking at pictures of a pretty naked girl.
Right.
If that's your
Right.
thing, I ain't gonna be mad at you. I have seen pretty naked women in my life.
Yeah.
I've searched out pretty naked women in my life. I'm not above it. I'm just
Nice.
saying, at some point, there's like that hook there, right?
Yeah.
And it somehow hijacks whatever's going on in your brain that you start thinking, A, I need the more extreme to get off, which is weird, or no, it's different. I'm connecting with, she knows I'm her fan, she knows my name.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be
That's
interesting to,
crazy.
I'd be interested to actually talk to one of these OnlyFans models, but I don't think they'd want to talk to
I
me.
would love to get an OnlyFans model on my podcast.
They'd have to be unbelievably honest
Yeah, I would love to get someone like that on my
and
podcast.
thoughtful and stuff
Yeah.
because I'm not good at expressing myself quite in so many ways. So
Right.
I wouldn't know how to say, don't you feel like a whore? Without saying, don't you, you know what I mean?
Oh man.
And I don't mean that, I don't know, I don't mean a
Uh,
whore as in somebody who's selling their body for, I don't mean a prostitute. I
yeah,
mean a dirty $20,
man.
uh, right? But I had
Right.
a friend who was normal,
Yeah.
absolutely normal chick, normal family, normal, all that. Was just hot and she didn't mind getting naked, so she was a stripper.
Nice. Hey.
She was just like, I don't mind being naked, and they pay me ridiculously, so I jumped
Right.
all over it.
I mean, dude, like I said, if OnlyFans existed when I was in my 20s, I'd be a millionaire right now. I
I think
I,
you're
I had a lot of
no,
hustle.
I don't think it works like that. I don't think I don't think OnlyFans works for dudes.
I don't know. I know dudes who make pretty good money on OnlyFans. So
What percentage? Is it
yeah,
5%?
fair. Yeah, fair. I don't know, man. Well, I would partner up with a content creator. I'd be like, anybody want to make content?
I don't know. I don't think I could do it.
Oh.
No, I don't. Why would I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like I said, I've always been. See, I understand the pursuit of fame, and I understand the pursuit of comfort. You know what I mean? And I understand like the pursuit of attention. That has been my thing
Pretty
for,
sure we both do. I mean,
yeah, it's been my thing for my whole life.
hmm
Um, but it's something that even to this day. So, okay, I don't know how it is for you, but like the fact that I never became a global superstar makes me feel like in some form, whether it was or music or wrestling, I guess, not really,
right.
mostly just music. Um, it makes me feel like I missed out on like what my life was supposed to be. Even though I don't believe in stuff like that. I don't believe in destiny. I don't believe in like you're supposed to do
What would
something.
change if you were a rock star? Like, what do you
I
mean?
mean, a lot of things I would hope.
I'm still in a house
Yeah.
surrounded by nerdy shit that I love. Got
Yeah.
friends I can hang out with. I got stuff to do. I got passion project with podcast and music. And
Yeah.
other than how big the house is or
Right, right,
what the
right.
numbers say in my bank,
I
the
think
fame isn't was never about anything for me.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
at least as I got older, it stopped being about anything like that. And it just became, am I doing my best in the situation, especially in wrestling? I never thought I was going to the Fed.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I never even pretended because I was like, look at me. I'm not, and I don't know
Right.
if that helped or hurt because maybe then I didn't, who knows what would happen if I'd have given it 100%, ate
Yeah,
right,
sure.
worked out right. So
Sure.
I don't know what would change. You would just be rich. You'd just have a bigger house or
Yeah. And
you'd
I'd
have less stress.
probably be married.
Would you though?
Yeah, dude. I think I would be. The
You
way
wouldn't be
that
you.
the way that I am about relationships, I'm pretty sure that I would be married. Um,
Okay. To what kind of quality of a person?
I haven't really been with a lot of quality people anyway, dude.
Well,
No
no, and
offense to the women I've been with.
what I meant
But
like that is I'd imagine when you get Gene Simmons, Joe Rogan, they're
right,
all
right, right,
married, but when you reach
right.
a certain level,
Yeah,
okay, other than your buddies being like, "Hey, do you know Brenda from that show?" No, I really don't. Well, she's really cool, man. And she's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
said before you're attracted, will you meet her? Other than
Right.
that, what are you going
Like,
to do?
yeah, yeah. I mean, fair, you know.
Then you're
Like
going to,
Shawn Michaels, an old girl.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Because you're cut off. You're so cut off from the
Right.
world that you're
Sure.
not, I would think you're not going to find the things that I would value in a wife or a partner or anything like that.
Right.
Because
So
at that
here's,
level, they already know who you are. My
yeah,
God, you're Keith. You made this, this, and this. But then you're also
yeah,
like, yeah, but I read 50 fucking books a day and I have all this shit in my head. And they're just like,
right,
but you're Keith and I have all the things that you like. You know what I
right.
mean? It's
Yeah.
that would almost always have to be in the back of your head.
So for me, the only things that I've ever wanted in a relationship, only things, loyalty and honesty. The rest of it, you know.
You're right.
So I think as a ridiculously famous person, I could probably have found a loyal, honest person. Money will make someone loyal and honest. You know, status will make someone loyal and honest. It will also make someone a snake. But if you provide the right things, it will make someone loyal and honest.
Yeah,
So,
but then you got that whole other side of it, the weird celebrity and the whole
yeah,
it starts to become almost like an arrangement.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Like,
dude, I mean,
who was Taylor Swift gonna actually? She can't meet a
right.
random guitar tech and be like, fuck, he's hot. I want to go talk to that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So obviously she's got to go, Travis Kelce's hot. Somebody probably
Yeah,
went, you know what? He's a pretty good dude. Like,
yeah,
you ever thought about,
yeah, yeah.
where's the
I,
magic?
I
Where's the
mean,
fun? Where's the
dude, every relationship that I have ever been in. See, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe I have a screwed up view of love and
Maybe.
relationships and stuff. Every relationship that I've ever been in has been like an arrangement. It's never been like I've never been on dates. I've never really been pursued or pursued anyone where it led to anything. Um,
So
it's
you never did
always,
the traditional stuff that we all think about as we're learning
dude,
to date and all
most of
that.
the time when I get together with someone, it's because like, well, in this, it's because they just got dumped by someone who I know, or one of us needs a place to live.
Oh,
The majority of my relationships have been one of those two things. I've never like organically, I can't say never, but even the organic relationships were weird. I've almost
yeah,
never just organically met someone and just been like, and things start to happen. You know what I mean? That's just not, yeah.
really.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't have very good social skills.
Yeah, I don't either, but
So,
somehow have still managed to do way better than I deserve with women, you know?
yeah. I mean, I think I did okay, but
At least you knew what you wanted, at least. I
yeah.
can look back, like we were talking about, um, or at least you mentioned New Orleans. Yeah, yeah, I told the story about going down there.
Yeah, we talked about New Orleans. That's where the vampires are.
Right. And I was thinking of that era, right,
Yeah.
of me, like, ugh. I mean, I was in a pretty serious relationship,
Right.
but looking back on it, fucking that poor girl must have been a saint. So at least you were saying you knew the things you wanted,
Yeah.
whereas uh, I didn't know anything about anything, but I was
Right.
sure pretending or I don't know.
Dude, I always had a problem with like not being able to control the things that I said.
Me
I
too.
would just say the dumbest things to the point where like now I look back on it and I'm still like, I can't believe the stupid thing that I said or did when I was 15. It's
Right.
just like, um, so my brother's friend Holly, my brother and my cousin Bobby hung out with this girl named Holly.
Hmm.
She had a party, and I was thinking about this recently because Bobby came to see me, and it's the first time I'd seen him in like 20 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But I was at the party, and I went to go to the bathroom, and I found a can of Lysol in the bathroom,
Okay.
and I was probably like 15 ish, and I had been drinking and
Right.
doing other things that you do at a party, and
Right.
I came out of the bathroom with this freaking Lysol, and I said, "Who dares me to spray this up my nose?"
Oh God.
And everyone was like, "No." They were like, "Dude, don't spray that up your nose. That's just stupid." And I was like, "Oh, you guys suck. I'm doing it anyway." And I sprayed Lysol up my nose.
Well, that could be like wanting to be the center of attention or just wanting to make sure everybody's having fun. And if
Yeah, but either way, it
maybe
was
you need to
dumb. I think I was always trying too hard to like,
be cool.
yeah, I don't know if be cool is the right word though, or and impress people. Like that's not even the right word. To get a reaction out of people, I guess.
Right.
You know? And sometimes it just made me say and do the dumbest shit. But when you spray Lysol up your nose, you get bubbles, and it literally feels like your head is sliding off the back of your.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, it was crap, dude. I was
Why?
like, oh, it was so bad. It was
I
so
was
bad.
thinking about sort of this kind of thing the other day about I don't remember what I was doing. It's being silly, right?
Yeah.
Just got out of the shower. I was being silly, and it was just kind of like, the fuck am I doing? I'm
Yeah.
just kind of dancing around, bopping to the music, and I don't know, maybe I did a funny little hairbrush thing. Just being silly.
Right.
But where I was going with this was as an adult, I'm just like, you're just being silly, right?
Yeah.
And it was unconscious. I was just feeling the music and going with the flow. So if I was still, I don't know, I was just like, what are you doing? Who are you performing for?
Right.
And
Right.
that led me to think about looking back onto my life and the different things I've done. And it's like, yeah, who were you performing for?
Right. Right.
Does that make sense? Like you were saying, you're just trying to be,
Yeah.
but why?
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt, dude. I always felt like there was a camera on me all the time, dude.
Yeah, I
And
get that.
I don't know, it's weird. Q and I used to get drunk and go, man, it'd be cool if we were a reality TV show. And we would like cast ourselves and stuff and like I don't know, dude. We used to talk about that shit all the time. We should
Maybe
be
it's
we should be on TV, man.
you feel like doing that kind of stuff that you find interesting would also connect you with other people who are interested in the same things you are.
Dude, I just think that I always used to say that I was either going to be a rock star or a dishwasher because I had absolutely no interest in doing anything that contributed to society.
Right.
Um, and I think that's just how my brain has been wired for my whole life. Like, I just want to be bigger, it's weird. It's just how I've always been, man.
Some people are like that. They just want to entertain people.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
like that. I mean, who doesn't like making people laugh?
Right, right. Making people laugh is dope.
I
Yeah,
mean, I did class clown shit just because I wanted
right.
those people to laugh. You don't realize at that age that's what you're doing, right? You're just acting
Sure,
out. But
sure.
that's what it is. It's not just, oh, they love me. It's more like laughter. It's
Yeah, yeah,
like you're saying, it's getting a reaction, but it's a good one.
yeah, absolutely. Dude, so I remember in Spanish class, right?
Mhm.
I go into Spanish class and there is a freaking giant paper bag in my desk. The desk that I chose to sit in. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
this is going to be amazing. My Spanish teacher at the end of every class would go, repitan. And she would drop her hand and say a word.
Hmm.
So I spent the whole class blowing this freaking bag up, like with my head down, just blowing this bag up. And then she goes, repitan. And right when she did it, smash. And it was so loud. And I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. Yeah, and everybody jumped and everybody thought it was funny. So, yeah.
I was just, I don't know, saw things differently. And that might be
Yeah.
from being a music lover, you get so many opinions and ideas, and
Yeah.
maybe that's where it comes from. You don't, it's not that you particularly want to be a reality star because that grind sounds terrible, but you're
Right,
like,
right.
I have things that I'd like to say and I like to talk about, and my friends think I'm interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
what are we doing? Right.
Right, 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 right. The
Whereas
fact
what
that,
I was getting
people
at with the
listen to this thing.
OnlyFans thing, I think that's
Yeah.
just the chase of it, of
Mhm.
I want to be famous.
Yeah.
Okay, then what?
Right, right, right. I
Then you
think it's a
can't go
combination.
nowhere.
Yeah. I think it's money and fame. I don't know if you know who Sky Bree is.
Mm-mm.
Okay. She is an adult actress.
Has to be with a name like Sky.
Yeah.
No
And
offense
she
to any girls that hear this who happen to be named after strip. I mean, happen to be named Sky.
Oh God. But she did an interview recently
Hmm.
where she said that she didn't think she was ever going to date anyone until she was done with OnlyFans and whatever else she does. Because of the scrutiny that the public and not just the public, like her boyfriend's friends and like basically the last time she had a boyfriend, they broke up because they couldn't handle the fact that people were like, I watched your girlfriend take on six guys in this video last night.
Right.
Um, I
I
don't.
couldn't.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I don't know how I'd like to think I'm pretty open and supportive and but I don't know if I could do the whole my wife, girlfriend, whatever is an OnlyFans model.
Yeah.
Like
It's yeah.
I don't I don't find that interesting. I
Right.
don't sure that means she's probably hot.
Right.
Okay. And I'm not the
Probably
type of
not.
guy that wouldn't let whoever dress how they want. Who I'm
Yeah.
dating or whatever wants to look hot in public, I'm all about it.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
Yes, because it looks hot to me too.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
the OnlyFans and then the step up porn, that whole lifestyle, that whole I don't want nothing to do with none of it.
It's a lot, dude. Yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, I would love to have someone on my other podcast to talk about what that's like, like an
Uh,
honest conversation, man.
I
Like
wonder
about the
what
whole
they
thing.
sign. Like it's got to be something where, because you don't really hear anybody from OnlyFans talk about the kind of
Yeah, dude.
managers
Anybody.
that manage their content for them.
Right,
They
right,
kind of
right.
dance around that subject. At least the ones I've seen and stuff on like the
Yeah,
Whatever podcast and all
yeah.
of that.
Do you watch the Whatever podcast, or do you just
Sometimes,
have
yeah,
to? Oh God, that podcast is insane.
it is, but
It is insane.
people really think some of this stuff.
Yeah. So the weird thing is, I don't like that guy.
Brian Atlas.
Yeah, like I know a lot of people are like, I would think most of the people who watch him are watching it because they support him to an extent.
Hmm.
But I think most of the stuff that he says is just rage bait, even if he really does believe it.
I think that's the trick of it is what he's saying is exactly kind of what they're doing, just male perspective. Because
Yeah,
it seems to me like a lot of these younger ladies, they really do hate men,
fair. Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's always like they hate all men but their man.
right.
I don't know. I That's what I meant when I said there's that whole like lifestyle culture to this OnlyFans thing, and I'm sure I'd imagine there's great women who are interesting and well read and all the stuff we
Sure,
would find attractive
sure.
doing OnlyFans. But
Right,
in
right,
my
right.
mind, all you're doing is taking something that should be exciting and maybe not so personal, but definitely shared
Yeah,
and just cheapening it.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. I look at it as, I mean, I guess I look at it as kind of the way the girls look at it, like get money however you can.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's really it for me. Like, get money however you can, because I have been poor,
Right.
and
But
being
you asked me
poor.
what I thought about it.
Oh no, yeah, no, I'm just telling you my like,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been poor, and being poor is trash.
It's
So like,
it's so weird when
yeah,
you got the juxtapositions like that where it's like you can't in a group of ladies, you can't say something like, yeah, Madonna was hot in the 80s. Then you're objectifying women or you're
yeah,
she's more than just and then OnlyFans.
right. So Todd Snyder, who recently passed away, had a song called "All Right Guy."
Hmm.
I don't know if you ever heard it. It's a great freaking song. But there's a part in that song where I had that new book with pictures of Madonna naked. I was checking it out. It came out in the 90s. And then he says, and just then my friend, she burst through the door. Said I never figured you for a scumbag before. It's just like it's just funny, dude. Like, you know.
Yeah, no, I get
And
it.
Madonna made that book. She put that book out herself.
That's what I was saying
But
earlier
because
with it
he's looking
used to
at it,
be
he's a scumbag.
scandalous to be in Playboy of all
Yeah.
things. And now it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I remember, like, do you remember that book, Sex
I
by
remember when it
Madonna?
came out, but I don't. I didn't.
and it was a coffee table book.
Yeah.
It was pictures of her and like Dennis Rodman nude and stuff,
Hmm.
and you were supposed to just lay it out for conversation. Very, very weird. Madonna was ahead of her time. I'll bet
Yeah.
Madonna would have an OnlyFans
I'm not.
if
Do what you're gonna do, right? If
yeah,
that's your path, uh,
yeah,
okay. I'm just
yeah.
saying from my angle, why? Why would you do that?
I feel you, dude.
I don't know if that would be a fair trade, especially porn.
Yeah, porn's a
All the
lot,
things you're giving up.
bro. When I was like 29, I tried to get into porn. I legitimately like messaged porn stars and directors and was like, "How do I do this?" And a couple years before that, me and some friends of mine tried to start. It's probably like 2000 ish. Tried to start a company called Smut Boy.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, dude, we had Super 8 cameras and lights and the whole deal, dude.
Why?
Um,
Like, what was the?
money, money, man. It really was. It was all just money. It was like, let's make a bunch of money,
Yeah, that's fair.
you know? And I was writing porn scripts and stuff, and like, yeah, we were
You're
showing
basically
them.
Zach and Mary make a porno before
Yeah, but
Zach
it
and Mary
never
made a.
meant. I mean, we did some movies. This was like in the real early days of the internet. I don't even know if anything ever happened with them. But but yeah, dude, yeah,
Was it
we
more like
straight up wanted to do it.
those guys don't have any talent?
What do you
They're
mean?
not actors.
Yeah.
They're just having sex and getting paid. You're so you think, well, I can do that.
No, it was more like this would be, well, yeah, I guess. It'd be like this would be super easy. Yeah. This would be super easy. Especially with the internet kind of blowing up. We really looked at it as like a business thing.
Right.
Like my buddy came to me and he was like, "Yo, man." Because okay, so what happened was when I first got on the internet, I subscribed to this thing where every day I would get a naked girl in my inbox. I just thought it was, hey,
All right.
free naked girl every day in my inbox. I was telling my buddy about it, and he's like, "Dude, this internet thing is."
It's a fad. It'll never get. Go
No, no,
ahead.
no. He was like, "It's gonna be something." He's like,
Right.
We can. This is how you make money, you know."
Hmm.
And I had access to studio equipment at the time, and he was like, "Let's do it." And he put up a website, and it was all just pictures of girls' butts, no faces, all just
Right.
butts. And it was called Smut Boy, and we shot some films, and the films that we shot were like gonzo, though there was no script, but
Right.
eventually we wanted to like actually pay some people or whatever and do have some scripts and
Right.
stuff. But my buddy who started the company really wanted it to be like street level stuff, like that's what he thought would people would buy, like stuff that
Right.
seemed like reality. I mean,
Right.
that's fine. I was way more into like let's make some movies, you know.
Right.
But either way, I mean, we had planned on starting a porn company. It just didn't happen. And
You
then
know,
when it didn't happen, I tried to get into porn. I was like, so I guess I kind of have a different perspective on it, but it really was just money. Like I was just like, I'll bet I can make a bunch of money doing this. And that was yeah.
I don't think I ever had the inkling that people would. I was surprised when girls wanted to have sex with me.
Right.
So
Right.
why would I think that anybody ever would want to watch?
Fair. Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing too, like um girls had told me, like you should do this.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay.
Evidently, you were laying it down way better than I was because
Yeah.
not one
Well,
person ever told me that.
and not just girls who, I mean, there was like two or three girls who I had sex with who said it, but then also just regular chicks, you know? There was one chick who I worked with who thought that I should try to model.
Hmm.
But then another girl was like, modeling might not be for you, but you might want to try adult modeling. And I was like, bet. But it just never, yeah, went where I wanted it to go, I guess.
Porn has an interesting relationship with music too,
Yeah, bound
because it
chicken.
almost, yeah, almost has its own
Yeah.
sound.
I mean, dude, when you think about porn, bound chicken, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
you get that in your head, dude,
Is that a 70s music thing and we're just at that age that that was the porn we saw when we were sneaking porn?
Maybe, I don't know, but see, here's the thing, like,
It's a thing.
yeah, and do you remember the TV show Victorious?
No.
Okay, it was a Nickelodeon show,
Oh.
which I mean, this is gonna sound insane, but there was one scene where they were like sitting in this is high school kids too. They were sitting in their courtyard, and the main girl, Victoria, says, "I'll do anything," and it was a school for the arts.
Hmm.
And this kid, Leon Thomas, who's like super famous now, he's like a big time producer and music guy. Uh,
Hmm.
had his little keyboard and he played Barrel Chicken Barrel on the freaking keyboard. And I was just like, this is for little kids. But, and that was in the 2000s. So apparently it's
That's
carried
funny.
on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty funny.
It
Um,
is. It's its own like porn music. It's
I
a
mean, dude, there's literally a genre of music called porn groove,
right.
you know? So, and
I told you
it's
about
like funk.
the Guar kind of, I don't want to say knockoff, but let's say
Yeah,
derivative band I saw it at the Emerson called the Emerson
right.
called the Porn Flakes, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So I guess maybe that's what happened with the porn, the more extremes, because regular porn kind of got more mainstream.
Right,
And
right,
then,
right.
of course, if it's full of edge lords and young people, young men like we were,
Right.
me for sure, they were like, well, I'm going to rebel against that then.
Let's make some, you know, voodoo porn.
Right. Because I worry about the people that want to see, like, if you get down a little rough, you and your
Yeah,
partner, that's what
yeah,
you're into. I'm not judging you,
yeah,
but I can't imagine watching somebody roughly handled that does it. That's not,
yeah,
I don't want violence, any of that, anywhere near sex.
right. Well, it's just like what was it, Bush? There's no sex in your violence.
Yeah,
Everything's in. There's no sex in your violence. Yeah.
right.
It's always been, see, but that's America. It's funny because Bush is one of the most American sounding bands, and they're from England. But um,
I think he's just from England, right? I don't think they the band formed in England. I don't think they came over here. I
oh,
think
oh, that's interesting. Yeah, maybe, maybe. But doesn't he write the songs though?
right, but they're he's just from England. They're not an
Yeah,
English band.
right on.
I don't
I'm
think.
not sure. I'd have to
Well,
look
now,
look
yeah,
into
I
it.
was gonna say.
Yeah, I'd have to look into it, but that, everything's Zen, that whole song is a statement on American 90s culture.
Hmm.
But there's always been this American thing where like sex and violence kind of go hand in hand for some reason, you know?
Maybe the taboo
Yeah,
aspects of it, like when you're
right.
being raised, if you're told, excuse me, don't
Yeah,
drink, don't ever drink, don't smoke, don't ever smoke, you kind of gravitate toward that.
right. Sure, sure, sure.
So if people were so Puritan or whatever, they didn't talk about porn,
Right, right,
right? Like
right.
not openly for sure. Sure wouldn't be talking about, yeah, Playboy this. It was more like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't want to say dirty because it's not, some of it is dirty. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know,
To
man.
each their own. Like I really
Right.
don't care as long as you're of age. Now as I get
Yeah.
older, I really start to think, man, you got to keep some of this away from
Yeah,
younger people. Even stuff that I'm completely okay with, like people making porn or people that
Right.
enjoy weed, or those are two things I'm okay. But
Yeah.
man, if you're under, I know they say 18, but geez,
Yeah.
25? I don't know if you need access to, because it's going to change. I wonder, I worry that younger young men
Yeah.
are going to have access to see the absolute hottest whatever they want.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
when it does come time, maybe for them to have the chance to interact like that with a young lady or whatever they're
Yeah.
into,
Yeah.
are they going to be like, well, why doesn't she have an hourglass figure? And
Uh,
it's like, well, because about 1% of the freaking population
right.
are
Right.
shaped exactly like you like.
And
Most of
dude,
us are normal. We got weird.
yeah. Weird.
Evidently,
Whatever.
every girl I know says one of their boobs is bigger than the other.
Yeah. That's a normal thing.
Yeah. So if you're seeing the all the fantasy and with the connection anymore of at all times, you can have it at any time.
Yeah.
Do you need or should you even have access to those kind of fantasies at a young age?
It's interesting, man. And that's something like I've actually watched stuff about stuff like this because I love this kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, it's something that's obviously been going on for a long time. Like men had Lou Ferrigno and He-Man and Arnold Schwarzenegger and and then that's for bodies, but I mean even like physical ideals. There's been Richard Grieco and Johnny Depp and Brad Pitt and people like that.
Mark Wahlberg.
Sure, yeah, and Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg was jacked and pretty.
Yep.
Um, and women, even looking at magazines, there'd be Cindy Crawford, there'd be Farrah Fawcett,
Hmm.
Heather Locklear, whatever. Now with the internet, you get those images constantly.
Hmm.
I guarantee you, if I go on Facebook right now, there are 100 perfect people right in front of me.
Yeah.
And then that distorts your reality,
Hmm.
you know? Um,
Because it's not,
because you expect you expect your partners to look like that, even
right.
if you don't,
Right. You
you
think,
know?
well, everybody looks like that.
Right, right. It's a very weird,
Well, I mean, once you start getting into sex and attraction, stuff gets weird anyway because
right?
they don't really know what causes our attractions. Like, I like the schoolgirl, Catholic schoolgirl outfit.
Hey, now.
I can kind of tell you where that comes from, right? That
Right,
comes from when I was about at the age where you start to be into girls. There
right.
was Catholic girls at my bus stop.
Okay.
So obviously,
Yeah,
there's the correlation there.
right.
But you get people that are into who knows what, so many weird things can happen where you're younger, like high heels, and now
Yeah.
suddenly you're into having your nuts stepped on, or
Freaking Tony Atlas, man.
yeah. So
So,
maybe it's all depends on the person.
yeah. So, regardless of what other people thought of me,
Hmm.
I always thought facially that I was very pretty. And I always wanted a woman who would reflect me.
Okay.
So that's where my, like, as far as attraction, and I always see, dude, I'm pretty sure that, like, not the freaking narcissist who, like, makes people feel like crap about themselves and you know
Right.
but I definitely have like what they would call narcissism in the 80s. Like I was told by doctors and stuff that I was a narcissist,
Right.
but it's not like that thing where like you make a girl feel terrible about herself and
Right.
I don't
You just place
I
more stock in your looks than the average.
yes, I was always very drawn to my own reflection. That was
Vain,
the
right?
first part of it
Yeah.
was that I was, and then Yeah, and I always wanted to be with someone physically who I could stare at. And it never had anything to do with bodies, dude. I've been with skinny girls, I've been with
Right.
fat girls. Oh, sorry. Oh, rounder girls.
Right.
I've been with muscular girls. I was with a girl who used to be a bodybuilder. Like I've been with all different body types,
Right.
but it's always like I have to be able to look into their eyes and be like, "Wow, you're pretty."
Okay.
It's weird. And then so my plan was always to fall in love in my 20s.
You had a plan?
Yeah, dude. Because now I'm not attracted to anybody.
Huh. I
Like,
mean, I've
like
seen the town you
women,
live in, so
yeah, and women my age, sorry, I don't find women in their 50s attractive, dude. So my plan
because
was
you haven't
always,
met the ones that are like you, I guess.
maybe, but my plan was always to fall in love in my 20s. And that way, when I got older and neither one of us were attractive anymore, I'd be in love and it wouldn't matter.
That's so funny.
And I mean, it almost worked, but then Kara left me. So, yeah,
It's so weird for me to hear how people like were so like how you were so different,
yeah,
especially in the relationship aspects of it.
yeah,
Because man, I was so in my own fucking whatever. I don't know. I mean, we all want to date pretty girls, but it was never like I don't know. I never
yeah,
had
dude.
any of that. The narcissism, I might have
Yeah,
faked it, was I'm
right,
sure I did. I was
right,
complete whatever.
right.
Oh,
I always thought that people were just like me.
no, there's nuance weird.
I didn't know people weren't like me until the internet, dude.
Oh, I see what
And
you're
I
saying.
could see all these different people.
Yeah.
But my friends were all like me, or at least I projected myself onto them. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I really thought that everyone was like me and everyone thought like me and that this was just how it was, you know?
I was the exact opposite. I was like,
Yeah.
there's no way that, you know, no
Yeah.
one else is like me. I'm awkward socially. Uh,
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as like attraction and things like that, and like how they viewed relationships and stuff.
oh yeah.
I did not realize that I was so freaking weird when it came to relationships. Like I had no idea
Oh yeah. I
until I
think we're
got
all
a
like that.
lot older, you
I don't
know?
know anybody. I mean, I'm sure there are people that can do it, but does
Well,
it really count as growing as
yeah.
an adult if you can't look back on there's several relationships I can look back on and just go, yeah, should have traded them a lot
Right.
better.
Right.
And
Right.
most of
Right.
the time it wasn't even them. It was
Yeah, dude.
all me. Like,
There was a couple times when I made mistakes, for sure. But most of my relationships, I was the one who was treated badly. So I can think of maybe two times when I should have done better.
I feel like I could have done a lot better.
Yeah.
But
Well,
this is what it
and
is.
here's the thing too, like I get comfortable. I get very comfortable. And women do not enjoy it when you get comfortable. Um, like to me, once you're in a relationship with someone, you start going to work, you start having dinner, you start
I
watching
see what
TV
you're saying.
shows, you go to bed. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like
Yep.
that starts being life.
Hmm.
Um, we're not gonna go out to eat 4 nights a week. We're not gonna freaking take trips. We're not, we'll be lucky if we go to the mall once a month, you know? Um, and
Yeah.
so, and that is why I think that's a big part of the reason why most of my relationships ended.
Because you didn't know how to give the partner that
That excitement that
benefit.
we
Yeah.
need. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You think
It's-
that's because you didn't even know how to do any of that, right?
yeah, and I mean the thing is too, like is my life is so simple, you
Right.
know? And it always has been and it always will be, I think. Even when I was doing wrestling,
Hmm.
or something like that. Like wrestling was just part of it was just plugged into the other stuff that I did, you know? It wasn't
Hmm.
like I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I just I don't know. Like I would like to travel, but I would also like to buy a bunch of shit at Walmart. So I'll probably just go buy the shit at Walmart.
You
You
just
know
like to
what I
live.
mean?
I'm a lot like that too. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously I want to go to concerts and do those things occasionally or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm okay just sitting down.
Yep.
There's times where she'll be watching wrestling and
Mhm.
I'll be listening to a podcast or reading. We're not even doing the same thing.
Right, right,
That
right,
works for
right.
me. I'm cool
Right.
with it. Oh,
Yeah, I guess I just had the wrong chicks.
well, that or maybe the wrong idea of what I feel like when you're young, or at least when I was young, maybe I had this idea of what relationships are supposed to be.
Right, right, right.
And I I don't care. I don't care. If
Yeah.
you're in a long relationship, it's work. It's
Yeah.
work. You either
Yeah.
put in the work or you don't. And if you
Whereas,
don't
yeah,
put in the work, it doesn't.
and I never felt like that. I felt like if I'm in a long relationship, then I'm chilling,
Mm.
you know?
Oh,
And
yeah, that's an
yeah,
interesting,
yeah.
it's kind of an interesting thought experiment because now you said that and I had this instant, where'd I drop it? Anyway, I had this instant flash of I wonder if it was because I thought I was the important one.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, so in my head so much that I thought I definitely there's a couple girls out there that I could have treated better.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because you get so caught up in living my life,
Right, right,
and that
right.
leaves less or it caused me to miss a lot of opportunities just because it should really be you're both the same. You know, you're both
Yeah.
excited, you're
Yeah.
both living. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking out loud here, and it's not really, I don't know.
Yeah, dude. So like the three girls who I feel like I could have done better by,
Hmm.
it's all none of them were real relationships.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the first girl, this girl Brandy, who I dated,
See, I
she was
always thought this kind of thing was just my ADHD. And of course,
yeah.
I remember that I should have said this then or
Well,
that
I
there or
mean,
bought.
I have OCD, dude, so
Yeah.
you
All right.
know. But yeah, I mean, there was this girl named Brandy, and I had
There is
known her,
always a Brandy.
right? We were in
Something about
middle
that
school
name.
together. It's a good name, yeah.
Yeah.
We were in middle school together,
Yeah.
and when we got older, she went swimming across the street from my house one summer, and I was over there swimming too, and I asked her to be my girlfriend. I was like, screw it, you know.
Right.
We had actually danced together at a middle school dance or whatever, you know. And I thought she was pretty, like she was tall. I thought she was pretty.
Right.
Um, and she said yes. I went over to her house and hung out once, and we like listened to music and stuff. She kissed me on the cheek when I
Mhm.
left because she said that she couldn't kiss me on the lips because she just put stuff on her lips. I was like, oh,
Right.
that's cool. Um, I get home and I'm all like excited and happy, and my brother and all of his friends start making fun of me, talking about how ugly she was. And she called me that night to talk to me,
Oh,
and I was like, yeah, we can't be together anymore. I'm sorry.
you let him.
And then my brother was like, you're an idiot. He was
Right.
like, you had a girlfriend. I was just fucking with you.
Right.
And I
Right.
was like, what? So there was that time. And then
Mhm. Funny.
yeah, and then there was a girl named Tamra who I dated off and on for years. But all we ever did was make out. We never actually did anything more than that.
Right.
Um, and there was just something about her, dude. Like, I don't know. She would get on my nerves, like really bad. And I don't know why. I'd never been able to understand why. Like, and then I would see her and I would be like, holy crap, Tamara's hot. And I'd be like, let's start dating again. Every single time we'd start dating again. But yeah, I'm just always ignore. I would always end up cheating on her because I would actually have sex with someone else.
Right.
But we never even had sex, dude. We were just like, and
Maybe it's the excitement, right? For people that are different. I was gonna say
yeah,
crazy fucks better, but let me see if I
yeah,
can. Maybe there's something going on with the excitement of someone who's quote unquote crazy. Because we're not talking
yeah.
about the moon came down and attacked me. No, they're
Right,
just
right,
a
right.
little more wild. So
Yeah,
there's a bit of that
Tamra.
subliminal kind of excitement.
Yeah, Tamra liked me so much, dude. That was the thing. Like, she would write me letters and buy me candy and shit. And I would be like, and she'd be like, I want to see you. And I'd be like, come on over. And we would make out for a while. And then she would leave. And then I'd screw some other girl. Like, that
Right.
was literally like, um, and I don't understand why. And I messaged her on Facebook. I saw some prompt and it was like, message someone something that you've always wanted to tell them that you feel bad about or whatever. Like, get it off your chest. I
Oh, okay.
messaged her and I apologized. And I told her, like how shitty I was, and
Right.
she was like, look, I wasn't stupid. She was like, I knew that we were never really going to be in a relationship, and that's why, like, we never really did anything. And she was like, and I, kept myself closed off or whatever, but I really appreciate you messaging me and blah 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 blah. And then like a couple messages between us, and then I just stopped messaging her. I basically did it again, dude. And I mean, she's married now and she's happy, and that's cool. But
How
there's
much
just,
of that is got the thing? Don't want it no more.
I don't know. I've never been like that with anyone but her, dude. And I feel so bad. And half of my brain thinks if I had been like, when I met Tamra, I was 18 and she was either 16 or 17,
Right.
we could have been together. Like, this girl, liked me this whole fucking time. You know what I mean? Like, I totally could have, like,
I don't know anything about women, man.
yeah,
I don't. I
yeah.
couldn't I couldn't give anybody any advice. It's
It's,
so
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty good at giving advice, but I'm terrible at taking it. So,
I, I
um,
can't give anybody dating advice because I'm
right.
just like it's all on the table. That's the only
Yeah,
advice I can give you when you're thinking about dating or getting with a girl.
yeah,
What you need to realize is it's all on the table, not
yeah.
just sunshine and puppies and rainbows.
Right.
There's a chance she could stab you. There's a chance she's
Right.
crazy and she's going to throw your shit out a window. And that's not just to crap on women, right?
Yeah,
They got a whole different set of problems when it comes to what's on the table of dating a dude.
yeah. Do you ever worry about being poisoned
No,
in the
but
past, or have you at all? Like, that always
no,
crosses my mind, like when chicks cook for me.
no, I've not had anybody.
I'm always like, there could be some strychnine in this or something.
I don't think I've had any real violent like
Yeah.
threats from any.
I've only been with one chick who was violent, and she was extremely violent, but she was out
I,
of her damn mind. But,
I've always kind of known what I will and won't tolerate.
right.
There are some very hard outs, whatever you want to call that for me.
Yeah.
I might not have always expressed them or whatever, but and something like that kind of violence toward I saw it from somebody. I had a friend, I could barely remember the details. Um, he's dating this girl, woman,
Mhm.
whatever, and he called me or something, asked me to help him move some stuff because they're breaking up. So I was like, yeah,
Right.
okay. And this chick was in a rage, like throwing stuff,
Damn.
hitting on him, and I'm just like, man, I'm 17 or 18, so I'm just like, okay, well, that is not a thing that I ever
Yeah,
want to, I don't know.
yeah. Dude, see, I was always like, ugh, so dumb. Like, I was always like, as long as we love each other, it doesn't matter what happens. Like, I would not leave a relationship, dude. I have broken up with one girl, and well, not counting Brandy, one girl who I was in like a real relationship with.
Right,
And when it stuck, when she was just like, okay, I begged her
right.
not to let me break up with her. So, yeah, I am terrible,
I don't
terrible,
know. The
horrible with
only,
that.
yeah, I have pretty good, I don't know too many exes that I actually talk to very much
Mhm.
just because, I don't know. But as far
Yeah.
as I know, good relationships with them. I still don't know
Right
if
on.
I'd want to ask, like, all right, I got to do this now. How was that from your perspective? And I don't just
Oh
mean the
God.
sex, but it would be interesting to know, like,
So
I,
I have,
I think it'd break something in my brain
yeah,
because in my mind, or at least, I think stuff like, could it have been that bad? I mean, geez, I
yeah.
thought it was obvious that I loved you, or I don't know.
So I've never been in a good relationship in my life. So
Oh,
I
really?
recognize that. Yeah, yeah, never. I have six ex-girlfriends. Two of them, well, one's an ex-wife.
Right,
Two of them, including my ex-wife, no communication with. Not
right.
terrible, horrible. Um, One of them who we talked about our past relationship, and
Hmm.
she thought it was amazing. So, um, I know that Kara was not happy. I know that Ilona was not happy.
Yeah,
The other one, this girl Vanessa, actually called me to apologize for the way she treated me when we were seeing each other. And she was like, I have never treated anyone like that before, and I don't really understand why I treated you the way that I did.
right.
So those are the four that I can speak on. You know. Here's the thing too. So like Ilona, we had a terrible, 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 terrible relationship. But she has like romanticized it to the point where she'll say things to me like, I was stupid and I let go of the only person who's ever really loved me and stupid things like that.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I don't know, dude. But I have
It's
had those
interesting how all that
conversations.
stuff
Yeah.
sticks in your head, especially
Yeah,
when, depending on what you're doing, listening to music, there's so many songs and so many
yeah, dude. Yeah.
things that can, I don't mind, really. Now I can look back at all those situations, even the ones where the girls like I really, really cared about and still know, yeah, I treated them bad. It
Right.
sucks. And if they ever needed an apology, fucking they can have it. Just
Yeah,
hit me
fair.
up, and so I can look back on it fondly and go, "Oh, okay." Which is good because there's so many songs and
Yeah.
breakup songs and she did me wrong, I did her wrong.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Sad songs and waltzes.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, with me, it's so different because, like I said, I've never had a good relationship. Jennifer, my first girlfriend,
Right.
she feels like our relationship was good.
Hmm.
We've talked about it. She said it. She said that, she'd never been with someone who was sweet as me, who would do things for her like I did, who she had things in common with, like we did, et cetera, et cetera. She's
Yeah.
married now, and I'm sure she feels that way about her husband too. She seems like
Right.
she
Yeah. Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really loves him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do.
But from my perspective, I didn't think the relationship was very good. There was definitely parts of it that were taxing in a very bad way, you know?
Did you do it though, or was it both? Was it
Um,
all? Was it? Because
it's a
I
lot.
can,
I mean,
for the most part, there are some examples where I can say, nah, that girl was doing me dirty here.
we were really young, so that is definitely a part of it.
Yeah.
The other part of it was, oh God. I can't call her out on it, dude.
Yeah.
I said her name, and too many people would know who she was.
Right. So it's just a mix
But
of all things, probably. You're just looking back going, man, I could have, should have.
yeah, I mean, I definitely had issues. There were things about the relationship that I had a hard time accepting, and if I couldn't accept those things, I shouldn't have been in the relationship.
That's
So
fair.
that's on me.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's on me. You know, we were both. I felt like we were both kind of manipulative,
Hmm.
both of us, because we were
Yeah.
kids, and when you're
Right.
kids, you manipulate people.
Right. Because you
It's
want to get
part.
what you want. You
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's part of what you do when you're a kid, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, for the most part, some people maybe aren't like that, but you know. And then there's another aspect that I cannot share
Right.
that made my entire life weird. And when I talked to her about it, she did not see it that way. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that happens.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
stories I was telling you on here about a concert,
Yeah.
I might have told you, Nate was also there.
Okay.
And it's like a whole completely, I think it was Pantera. And I
Uh-uh.
remember Pantera. But Nate's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't remember them playing at all. So it's plus there's something
Yeah.
about relationships, right? When we look back on it, it's like our brain softens. It always makes it seem like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was either way better than it was or way worse than it was because you're
The
only
girls are
focusing on the
the girls are always so much prettier in my memory.
in your memory.
Yeah. I'm like, man. Yeah.
I I don't know. I got too lucky, man. I
I was
don't.
just making a joke. I mean, that might
Yeah,
be
I know.
true. It's just trying to be funny.
No, I got it. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, you know what? I would love to try to dig out that Hate Machine album somehow. Maybe once I get a computer set up, I can rip it and we can talk about the Hate Machine album. I
So
think that'd be interesting.
again, what I would call the weird coincidences
Yeah.
with doing the podcast. I was writing notes, and I mentioned New Orleans and that I had been. And
Right.
originally, I was like, yeah, I don't have any music related to it
Harry
for
Connick
that
Jr.
trip. But that's not actually true.
Okay.
I've told you about Big MF Stick, right?
Yeah,
Their
yeah, yeah.
first album, forget it. You're not going to find it. It was independently produced. I found it in a used CD shop in New Orleans,
Nice.
and it should not have been there.
Right, right. What? They must have gone on tour there or someone was in
Somebody
Indiana.
did or something, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only music besides watching guys play music on the streets in the French
Yeah.
Quarter.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
other than
yeah.
that, yeah.
I mean, I've got a Harry Connick Jr. story.
Well, that's what this podcast is, right? Music and stories.
Yeah, I mean, I think I might have told this before, but we were talking about songs to make love to.
Harry Connick Jr.?
Bro,
All right.
the She album?
Man, my sister loves Harry Connick Jr. This is going to get awkward.
Oh, dude, so the most beautiful woman I've ever been with, probably, maybe the second most beautiful, but she's either one or two.
Right,
Very, very high up, gorgeous. At the time, she was literally like my dream girl. I was
right.
so in love with her. And I had been listening to some music before we actually did go on a date. We went to Pizza Hut. Um, and before we went on that date, I brought her back to my house. She wanted to watch Rain Man.
Okay,
And it turned out my mom had loaned the video cassette to somebody, so we couldn't
okay.
watch it. So, what else are we going to do? We're going to go up in my room, we're going to listen to music.
Yeah,
Um,
Code.
yeah. So, G Love's first album,
Uh-huh.
and She by Harry Connick Jr. were the first two CDs in my CD changer. I hit play, and G Love and Harry Connick Jr. did me right that evening. Let me just say.
So cool.
So yeah, dude. Honestly, though, people think of Harry Connick Jr. and they think of like jazz music and like pop standards and stuff.
Yeah.
She is a funky ass album, dude.
Hmm.
It's the first Harry Connick Jr. album I ever got. I saw him on the Tonight Show. and he played the song "Whisper Her Name."
Hmm.
Such a great song, and I was like, dude, this is the kind of music this guy plays.
Well, yeah, he was kind of not
And
attractive looking. So
no, dude, are you kidding? Harry Connick Jr. is like,
was he? I thought he was
nah,
rather
dude,
unfortunate
bro.
looking.
He married Jill Goodacre. Yeah, Harry
Am I
Connick
getting him
Jr.
confused with Lyle Lovett?
Oh, Lyle Lovett's ugly.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, Harry Connick Jr. was a good-looking man. Is still a good-looking man.
right.
From New Orleans, but
Oh, ties in then.
right, that was the whole point. That was why I said I've got a Harry Connick Jr. story. Um, but yeah, I always thought he was like a smooth jazz, like modern day Tony Bennett, and and for the most part, he kind of is. But that one album, dude, he made the coolest funk album that a
Hmm.
white boy from New Orleans has ever made. It's so good.
They got a
It's so good.
rich history with music down there.
Yeah, yeah, dude. There was actually a special that they did right after it was on PBS that they did right after the floods
Hmm.
with Harry Connick walking through New Orleans
Oh,
and
cool.
talking about the different places where he used to play and like where he grew up and yeah, and he's
One
like,
of the heavier magazines did something like that for bands like Down and Corrosion of Conformity and
oh, cool,
Crowbar, and that
cool,
had
cool.
that very New Orleans sound.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah, yeah.
showed a lot of the area, and it sounds like the same thing, just a different genre.
Right, right, right. Yeah, it was cool just to watch him walk down the street, and he's like talking about how it broke his heart, to see everything the way that it was. And he's like, but New Orleans is a strong city. He's like, my city is not going to let this break him. It was good stuff, man.
I think it's a
I I like Harry Connick Jr. He's a funny guy and he seems pretty sincere and his music is dope. Um,
right.
I after picking up that funk album, I have like 12 Harry Connick Jr. CDs now.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean yeah, I dig him. So
Sounds like a good little wrap then with seeing what time it is, and it'll take
yeah.
us a couple minutes.
We wrapped it up on music. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
interesting. We've been diverting from music on the last couple podcasts, talking more about relationships and stuff. So I'm wondering if people want to hear that. Do you guys want to hear about how Mr. Icon and myself feel about life and love? Or should we just shut up and stick to songs?
I think maybe we could weave it together.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
lot of it
sure.
was this gothic genre I don't know enough about to really
Yeah,
sit in it.
yeah.
Once you
And I mean,
mentioned Dracula and Anne Rice and
right, right. And then the only goth girl that I've ever known, we brought up, the goth aesthetic, and then that led into like the whole thing. The goth girl may be the most beautiful woman I've ever slept with. She's either one or two. They're
yeah,
they're battling it out. So
I don't look at it like that.
yeah,
I
dude,
don't.
because I have OCD, so I rank everything.
Oh, fair,
You
fair.
know, so yeah, I literally make lists about everything, dude.
Mm.
When I slept with the 10th woman that I ever slept with, I wanted to get a tattoo of slash marks, but I never did. I was like, just to have the tally mark on my body. It's
What
so
was it about men, young men or whatever, at a certain age
yeah.
where you think it's cool, or at least I did, to try to rack up some kind of number, right?
Dude, so for me, hitting double digits at the time, the girl who I was with had slept with over 200 people.
Damn.
Yeah, and she used to make fun of me for only having been with 9 people. And I thought we were going to be together forever. So I thought it was just going to be 9. That was it forever.
Right.
And then we broke up and I slept with the 10th person. And
I
I
was
was
just
just
saying there was
like, yeah. I
definitely
was
a
like, in your
phase there
face.
where
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. I, I was
I
like,
mean, I've already brought it up. So me and another friend who you
yeah.
happen to know,
Okay.
so I'm sure you know exactly who I mean then.
Right.
For some reason, I don't know if we've both recently been broken up with or who knows. So we're already bitter towards
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah.
And we watched Cruel Intentions.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
then for some reason it turned into we had this little God, this sounds so bad. It's
Was it a
actually way
bet?
more innocent than it sounds,
Okay.
just because of the effing retards God, I can't
Right.
say that.
Oh,
Complete morons we were, right? Where
yeah.
we
Yeah.
we had this competition where we thought we were gonna rack up a body count.
so good.
No, it's not.
It's
It's so
hilarious, dude.
awful.
It's
But
so funny.
oh, it's so funny
Yeah,
because I'm not I am definitely I have never been they've never been lining up. I'm too
right.
awkward. Whether girls found me attractive or not, I either didn't notice or
Yeah.
said something weird not so
That makes it funnier.
oh I yeah, the
Yeah.
whole situation is honestly hilarious and delusional and but where I was going was why is there a age where guys, I don't, girls might do
Yeah.
it too. I don't
I think
know,
girls
but
do
where
it too.
guys think
Yeah.
it makes us cool if
See, I was never like that. I had a friend who like used to go out and sleep with a different dude like every weekend. She would get drunk and like sleep with random dudes.
right.
And she called me one night like so upset. And she was like, "What is wrong with me?" And I was like, "Do you get mad at yourself for breathing? When you're hungry, do you get mad at yourself for eating?"
No.
I was like, "It's the same thing, dude. If you are horny and you
Yeah,
can
you're chasing a
actually,
need.
yeah." I was like, "If you are horny and you can actually have sex, there's no reason to feel bad about it. It's just if I could have sex every time I was horny, I would not
Right.
be upset with myself." You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, so yeah. And that's what I told her. I was, and and I've always looked at it like that. It's a human function. It's awesome when there's connection. It's better when there's a connection.
For the
But
longest time, I've always been able to just either one.
yeah,
If we're gonna
yeah,
creep through this relationship and see how things go, cool.
right, right.
If you're already down to get it on the first date, hey, I'm cool with
Let's
that
do that
too.
too. Yeah.
It's not gonna change nothing.
Right, right. Yeah. See, yeah. And that's how I've always been like that. Like I was never I never was like I'm going to try to get a collection of women. I was always just like if I can have sex, I'm going to have it cuz sex is kind of cool.
Right.
I mean that was always like yeah.
I'm trying to even connect years to when that would have been to even I guarantee you I didn't rack any up. I
Right,
just
right, right.
don't see how that would have been possible.
Dude. So I at this point feel like my sex life is probably done, you know. But it was so weird. Like I would go literally like a year or two, nothing.
Hmm.
And then hook up with like three or four women in like a couple of months and then settle on one of them to be my girlfriend. That's how it always was.
I mean, that's what worked for you, right?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, your
I would
brain
have
thought it
liked to
worked.
have been more consistent, but that's just not how it was, you know?
No, no, I understand. I
It would
definitely,
have been nice, but
right.
consistency was not. I could hit the big home run every once in a while and then go on a winning streak.
I had to
That's
meet
the-
the right people. I'm such a
yeah.
thought I was so weird, you know. I was like, oh, I don't fit in with blah blah blah. I
I
don't know.
could never, to use shitty language because I don't know what else to say, I could never close. I would either go overboard with it
Right,
and be like, "You are so amazing. We should hang out more. I really like you. I think you're so beautiful." And they'd be like,
mhm,
"Ah!" Or we'd be talking, we'd be vibing, and I'd be like, "All right, I'm heading home," and then I'd never see the girl again.
right, right.
Like
I'm
that
not. I
was,
was never very good with first moves either.
yeah, I'm just bad with that. Don't write letters, young men. It's a bad idea. Not that people write letters anymore.
No, make them playlists.
Yeah, make a playlist. That's always fine.
Yeah, let the
But if
music say
if you dig a chick, do not write her and be like, "The last time we were together, I felt this strong connection between the two of us." Don't do that.
no.
It never works. Also, don't tell your friends that you love them. It's a dick move. This is advice from Keith.
To tell your friends that you love a chick before you.
No, no, no. Don't fall in love with one of your friends and then tell them that you love them. It
Oh,
is a dick move. They're
yeah.
not going to love you back. If
No.
they loved you back, you would have made out by now.
Yeah, you
All
no.
you're doing is burdening your fucking emotions onto someone who does not want them.
Right.
Don't do that shit.
Well, that's because we grew up with John
This
Hughes movies
right,
and
and you
Say
think you're
Anything
gonna
and
write this letter, and she's gonna look back on all the things that you did together, and it's gonna be a montage in her head, and you're gonna just fall in love. No,
yeah.
no, dude, that's not how it
Chances
works.
are you're a complete douchebag yourself. You just don't
Yeah,
know it.
yeah. I remember I only did that one time, and I remember calling my friend Mimi and being like, "Hey, I want to say this to a person who I'm not gonna say her name. I'm in love with her, and I can't do it anymore. I can't
Right.
keep it inside. How would you feel if someone said this to you?" And I told her everything that I was going to say, and she said, even if I wasn't in love with the person, it would make me so happy that someone felt like that about me.
Mm,
And I was like, cool, I'm going to do it. And that is not what happened. Like when we got done talking, I was like, so everything's going to be the same, right? I was like, I just wanted you to know how I feel. I wanted
mm,
you to know what an amazing person you are. I just wanted you to know how I feel. And she was like, yeah, everything's going to be the same. And I was like, cool. It was not the same. She started ignoring me. We stopped hanging out. She stopped answering my phone calls. So I called her out on it. And she was like, Keith, well, it's weird now.
mm.
And I was like, fuck. And it stopped being weird after a while, but it took a long time
Right.
because she realized that I wasn't going to, like, you know,
Right.
I wasn't going to try to pursue anything. I was still the same person.
Right.
Literally nothing had changed except she knew that I was in love with her.
Right.
But I never should have told her. It was dumb. It was fucking stupid. Don't do that to people.
No.
You
No.
are not John Cusack, and she is not Ione Sky. This is not how
Uh,
this works.
no. Everybody
Kickboxing,
thinks it does, though.
sport of the future.
Everybody
Dude,
thinks it does.
I should watch Say Anything again.
I watched it not too long ago. Great
So
movie.
good. So good, man.
I want to watch Meet Joe Black
Joe
again.
Lies. What's up?
Said I need to watch Meet Joe Black again.
Oh, it's a great movie. It's like 3 hours long, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's funny because that and Titanic are the only movies I ever remember coming on two VHS tapes because they couldn't fit on both.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Titanic is such a bad movie.
Speaking of being 3 hours long,
Hey now, how you doing?
yeah.
My heart will go on.
Mine will go to bed. So,
Yeah.
um, we wrapped up the album. We've just been
Yeah.
talking about whatever comes up. Could have
Life and love
stuck
and
better to music.
yeah.
I will be a little bit better with the topics and everything next time because I'm choosing my album of the year. The reason it's the album of the year is because I saw them live for the first time this year
Awesome.
and they're amazing. The the music is accessible. Like you'll like all of it.
Cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's the two songs that really stand out to me are real blues heavy, but the rest of it isn't like heavy.
Okay.
Anyway, we're gonna check it out. It's
Yeah.
Braden Stewart is the kid's name, and it's his band.
Okay.
And the album is well, he only has one out. It's called A Better Part of Me, but I wanted to do the deluxe edition
Okay.
because
Cool.
it's got some better songs on it.
All
I
right.
think
Check it out.
I really think it'll leave a lot to talk about because it's like I was saying, it's accessible, it's down to earth, it's there's some of that groove. We'll get into it.
I gave it a little listen, just to see what it was about, and dude, I know I'm gonna like it. Like it's definitely my
Did you just push
style.
play? Because the first song that starts is Friends and Snakes, and that song's got some
Yeah,
groove to
yeah.
it.
It's definitely my style of music, dude. So
Oh yeah, I love it.
I'm
They were
into it,
amazing
man.
live. They're
Yeah,
all
it's gonna be
kids.
fun. Yeah, and
So that's my album of the year.
I already did my album of the year.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, it took me a while to think about it, and I was like, well, this is the last album that I just freaking holy cow.
right on, man.
It had to be that.
Right on.
Maybe it won't be so much about how we screwed things up with girls throughout our
Chicks.
lives,
Yeah, I
or at
feel like
least
that's the last two podcasts.
it'll have a better soundtrack than.
Yeah. Once we stop talking about music, the last two
Well, this
podcasts we
this
talked
album
about.
for some reason is a very feminine energy.
It is. Yeah,
And
true.
I don't know if it's because I associate that kind of music with girls for some reason.
Right, right. And if I'm gonna listen to goth music, it's gonna be Paradise Lost or Typo Negative
Oh
or
yeah, typo negative.
yeah, or Sisters of Mercy. Evanescence to an extent, but it's definitely going to be heavier,
Yeah,
like goth influence stuff as opposed to
this is
this.
not goth influence. This
This is
album was
goth.
goth. This
Yeah,
is what you want.
yeah. This
Listen to
is
this, read some Anne Rice,
yes, sir. Drink
cry
some blood
over
red wine.
your long lost love,
Yeah,
pretend it's a vampire. I don't know. It was good. It
yeah.
was definitely outside of my genre, which is always fun.
Right.
Next one is all me. I love
Yeah,
this
man.
album.
So
It's
Braden Stewart.
yep.
All right, cool. I'm psyched.
Yeah, you'll like it a lot.
Yeah. All right.
I am
So,
working. This
oh,
is all after details. Okay, so
yeah.
the album tonight was Valentine Wolf
Lullabies, love songs, and
and Laments.
laments. Yeah.
Um,
Cool stuff.
yeah, if that's your jam, if you like goth, this is a perfect representation of that style of music.
Yeah, man.
It's
Um,
right on the nose. It's
uh,
next week we're gonna do Brain Stewart, which you just talked about.
yep.
I can't think of anything in closing. We're getting close to Christmas, so we
Yeah.
might want to.
Do a Christmas album? Dude,
What
yeah, we should
what
do
is
Twisted Christmas.
do what?
Just totally do Twisted Christmas.
All right, I'm pulling up the dates now to see what it looks like for us.
Will we? It'll probably be after Christmas by the time it comes out, though.
Yeah, because we got this Saturday is
Yeah.
or when we
Friday.
record it, will be Friday, which will be
Yeah.
Braden Stewart,
Right.
and then the next Friday is the 26th, which is right after. It was when
Dude.
Braden Stewart would come out.
Ah, yeah.
What's Man, I really want to talk about this Braden Stewart album. What are you thinking? What's this Twisted Christmas thing?
Dude.
Maybe I
It's
can be.
Twisted Sister singing Christmas songs. I mean,
I don't
that's
want to do
what
this.
it is, dude. It's fun, but yeah.
Do you want to do it?
We
That
could.
Friday is right after Christmas.
Let's if you're up for it, man, we can do Twisted Christmas and then we'll do Braden Stewart on the first of the year.
I
Because
got.
it'll be right
I'm
around the
already.
first.
I'm already set for notes, for stories, for. I've already my preparation.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it's up to you, dude. We don't have to do a Christmas theme episode. Or we can just be like, screw it and do Twisted Christmas on January 4th or whatever it is.
you mean on the? Did it come out on the second?
Yeah, January 2nd,
I
whatever.
just feel like Twisted Sitter. It doesn't fit with everything we're doing.
Yeah.
That's
Twisted
my
Sister's
only
pretty
thing.
damn famous, even if
Right.
Twisted Christmas isn't super well known.
But
Um,
what we could do is go ahead and find us some good little Christmas songs.
right? Right?
And then since we're
Little
going
Saint
into
Nick.
Christmas, yeah,
Yeah, dude, the Beach Boys Christmas album is fire. Fire. If you've not heard the Beach Boys Christmas album, go get it.
yeah, we
Buy
could,
it.
I'll find a way. We could find a way because, well,
Okay.
yeah, I don't want to do Twisted Sister for
It's
Christmas,
all good, dude. I just
but
I just think
maybe
it's funny. I have it. I like it. I just think it's funny that Twisted Sister has a freaking Christmas album.
because if we record on the 20, we can handle this off while we're not
Yeah, yeah,
wasting
yeah.
everybody's
Let's just
time.
wrap up. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody check
Let's just
out
wrap up.
the Lullabies, nope, Love Songs, Lullabies, and Laments
Yes.
by Valentine Wolf. Great goth band. If you're into that goth sound, this is for you.
Yes,
For
yes.
next week, check out Braden Stewart. The album is called A Better Part of Me. It's use the deluxe edition so we get extra songs.
Heck yeah.
We're gonna have fun talking about this one because
I think so. Yeah.
it's blue collar. It's all the way. It's everybody will be able to relate.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And thanks to Tyler Martin for producing Emmy Studios.
and if you know an OnlyFans girl that you think
Yeah.
would talk, hook
Send
us
them my
up
way. Let's get them
because
on. Yeah.
that could be an interesting one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Speaking of most excellent entertainment, I got Darren Finesilver coming up. He's a stand-up comedian,
Ooh,
actor. It was good conversation. Then after that, you might, and then Emily was gone.
the comic you were telling me about.
John Lees. Yeah, John Lees is coming on. He had to reschedule, but he's going to be on the next week after that.
I'm
And then,
about to have about 2 weeks off of work.
oh wow.
So maybe something like that. I don't know. If it's not music related to someone we would talk to, I don't know if I
I
would
mean,
feel
dude,
right getting in.
if you want to hop on Most Excellent, I'm totally fine with it, dude. But we can, yeah, I'm open. I mean, but but
Maybe
yeah,
when you get an artist or something where I'm like, all right, well, I need to
right
be,
right on, right on.
but I'll definitely listen to this one because I want to check out that guy's comic book too. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, he's really good. But yeah, so yeah, check out Most Excellent Entertainment. Check out My Taste in Music Sucks every Friday. Check out Tyler Martin. Hit him up if you need some production work, dude. Throw our boy some money.
Oh, yes, of
And yeah, just thanks everybody. Thank you, Mr. Icon.
course.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, everybody else who watches. Thank you, Timo from Moonlight Seekers for commenting on the YouTube video. Um, that was freaking awesome, dude. Love it.
He seems
Love
like
your
a cool
album so
dude.
much. But yeah, everybody, we'll check you out. We'll be here. We'll be back next week, man.
All right, we'll see everybody then.
All right. Later, y'all. All right.
All right, so
All
we have New Year's
right.
coming up, right? And
Yeah.
then we're going to record on the what I say, the